question he's rehearsed. Same one every night, yeah, it just gets worse. If the plane don't nose down, then explain this, bro. Altitude, pitch, nah, they're the same, you know. Attitude, indicator spinning in his head. Gyro's lying, gravity's dead. Down is south, south is down. Every compass points to Black Mountain northbound. He treats the world like it's nailed to a board. Local frames of reference completely ignored. Ask the question, talk right through the reply. If you answer it once, he'll ask it five. Planes don't dip their nose, so welcome to flat Earth. Ignore the math, ignore the charts, ignore how flying works. Planes don't dip their nose, so welcome to flat Earth. If reality disagrees with me, then reality's the one that's cursed. Three-body problem, I made that's it. Sun, Earth, Moon, impossible to predict. Never mind the equations, never mind the proof. If it sounds complicated, it must be a spoof. NASA just guessing eclipses by vibes. It's all Sarah cycles and ancient sky tribes. Path of totality, don't ask me how, says angels of shite. Case closed for now, the Earth's just a clock. Tick tock, tick tock. No idea why, but it sounds a rock solid. Dark sun speeds up south, slows down north. Observe reality, nah, that's just shite. So welcome to flat Earth. Gyroscopes are fake as hell, but flares all know their worth. Planes don't dip their nose. So welcome to flat Earth. If down ain't glued to space itself, then tell me what this argument's worth. Pitch is altitude, altitude's pitch. If they're not the same, then science is a snitch. If the plane stays level, it's facing away. Unless I rotate the model, hey wait, not that way. Treat the Earth flat and stationary. See that approximation proves it obviously. Zoom out too far, whoa, don't do that, friend. Local looks flat, argument ends. Dave waste nods, angels tries to please. DITRH, notice me, senpai, please. Repeats the script like a prayer each night, hoping cloud flows down from flat Earth heights. Angels of shite preaching gospel by field, debunked on screen. Still calls it away. Planes don't dip their nose. So welcome to flat Earth. Three-body math, too scary made. Let's call it all a curse. Planes don't dip their nose. So welcome to flat Earth. Ask it again, ignore the answer. That's how you prove the verse. The Earth's a clock, the sun is fast forward. Down and south, and common sense aboard it. Ask it again, just one more time. Why don't planes nose
And now, from the mean streets of Essex, England, this is Whatcast.
Hello, this is Matt and this is Whatcast. I absolutely love that. It's funnier every time because it's so accurate, right? So if you haven't guessed, Angels of Shite is the well, lamp's gone out, by the way. Lost a bulb. The lamp's fucked. Got no bulb. Didn't fix it. Got to get a new lamp. So just got the blue in the background now. Not everyone gives a fuck. Just thought I'd mention it because it looks shit sitting there with nothing going on. Angels of Shite. It's an unflat earther with 5 gift memberships. Nice one, mate. Well done. Cheers for that. Got a couple of super chats to read out as well before we even get going here. But Angels of Shite was on Strange World with Mark Sargent this week, and I listened to it. I haven't listened to it yet. I listened to about 10 minutes, and it was brilliant for all the wrong reasons. It was so bad that I thought, I can't not do this. I was thinking of going into TikTok and going, FTFE and Tuna on there later. Jaren's on there a lot, Okay, I'll take credit for all these people getting the ball rolling here. And I'll just have a knot off of there because it's a bit shit on there, to be honest. Right? It's all right if you can get people up, but otherwise, sometimes to do it on a live stream and you can just sit there for ages with no flat earthers, it's kind of pointless. So I thought, this is something I actually want to do here. This is hilarious. Let's stick it on now because I don't want to waffle about it any longer. Actually, before I get into it, I will waffle a bit longer because I've got a couple of super chats and you know what I'm like for them. Got to get them done immediately. Hackerman. Yeah, good day, Matt. What sort of wild ride through the Flurfyverse are we taking today? This is Angels of Shite, obviously. Look at him. Oh, look at him in the corner. Jesus Christ, could you be... Is there a more fucking punchable person on the internet? Honestly. Look at his face. Oh, my God. The arrogance of stupidity. Vicious Cycle, $5. Have a work meeting, so I won't be able to watch live. First round's on me when Angels of Shite makes the list. Well, I think Angels of Shite's already on the list. But, when someone's already on the list, this is what you do.
You just made the list again!
To Angels of Shite, right? So, let's... I don't know if anyone... I'm sure there's people in here that have already seen this or heard this. This is unbelievably... Like, I'm not usually a fan of Mark Sargent at all. I can't generally watch his boring shit. But, oh my God, the cringe is off the scale. Let's go.
Hey, man.
Yo, what's going on, people?
What's up?
The dome.
There you go. And are you with Pixie? Did I hear her laugh?
That's her right there.
Hey, sweetie.
Hey.
Hi guys, good to see you again.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here as well.
Who is
Welcome
Pixie?
to Strange World.
Yay.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah, everything looks great. Sounds great. So I'm gonna let Mark start us off.
Really? You're nervous about buffering? That's what you want me to do this?
Has it been, or are we good? If I'm
No,
fine,
you're
then.
good. You're good. I don't see Peanut. Do you notice
good.
any problem?
I just want to point something out. If you see Shite sitting there, right? Sack of. On the wall behind him, the Gleason's map there, the AE map. And whenever you try and pin him down on something on the TikTok, that's not his model. Funny that, isn't it? That it's on his wall, but it's not his model.
I don't see any problems. I was trying to see if I could figure out, because StreamYard changed their stuff, and I was going to put the comments on the screen, and it won't. Yeah, Peanut says so far so good. Hit me, hit me, DJ.
Well, Angel, I've been definitely keeping up with your TikTok. I love all the conversations, the evidence that you go over, the debates, and why don't you walk us back to the beginning? Kind of give us a little bit of your backstory,
honestly.
and then we definitely want to hear how you got first.
Right, I'm going to do these two super chats because I don't want to interrupt the backstory. Because this is fucking brilliant. Right, the backstory, like he's some sort of a celebrity, Angels of Chins. £2 here from Mike Gurney. Are Angels of Shite and Alan the same person? I think Alan's a bit bigger, to be honest, but Shite's cringier for sure. For sure. Jay Trance here. Craig and Toon both had £2 off me earlier. I was in Toons when he got £2 off you, I believe. I was on his live. I have to send you £5 though because of the character limit and because I'm fucking brilliant. You got to say that. No one's ever wanted to compliment anyone in this gaff. Yeah, I'll do it for this week. No, do it because I'm good. Do it for that reason. Cheers, mate. Thank you for the super chat so far. Let's listen to Shite's backstory because we're all waiting for this.
First exposed to Flat Earth, and we'll pick up from there.
Yeah, so basically 2020, all the chaos that was happening during that, pretty hard time for me. Melbourne, where I live, copped that pretty bad. We had like the worst lockdowns and all that. But after that, in 2021, I was studying music. I got an advanced diploma in music performance.
Music theory. By the way, I've got a beer here, obviously, because I'm obviously a drunk, according to all the flat. Is that drunk? That just goes on there and gets drunk. Today I've decided I'm going to drink every time he says dips their nose. I don't even know if they get to that topic, but this is Angels of Shite. I didn't do it through the song, but this is Angels of Shite, and he will definitely talk about dipping nose, right?
And then basically my best friend Paul got me into the Bible, because I was always a God believer, regardless of the shape of the earth. So, I was looking into the Bible, the biblical side of things. I'm like, okay, yeah, the Bible seems to be pretty interesting because it's got like prophecies.
I find the Bible quite interesting. In fact, I've got a Bible around here somewhere. Oh, hang on, just thinking of the word Bible. Just thought of the word Bible and fell into a coma. Sorry.
In different areas where it's like, how did they know this? And like, how does that work? And so I was kind of seeing that the Bible was kind of a divine book. It wasn't just, words on a bit of paper, right? And then basically my friend told me that, that the Bible is a flat earth geocentric book. And I'm like, what? Really? So then basically I looked into all that and I kind of confirmed some of the verses, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, yeah, it kind of is implying that.
Some people, everything they say makes you cringe. Angels of Shite.
The earth is the center of creation, level, topographical, encased by a dome or some sort of barrier container, waters above, waters below.
Everything else Eric Dubay told me. Angels. I've got something to say to you quickly. I can't find it. Where is it, Angels? Angels has hid it from his.
It doesn't have lips!
And yeah, and then I'm like, okay, I gotta take this more seriously. So what I did was I basically just tried to look at all the claims that the flat earthers were making. And basically, after a while, I was realizing that a lot of the stuff that the flat earthers were saying were actually true, and verifiable.
Like what? He is lisping. Tweety pie. Cunty pie.
Like for yourself. They're not just things like that you can't verify. Whereas a lot of the globe stuff was just like a trust me, bro. You have to kind of really look at that stuff and be like, okay, well, I can't really confirm that, but I kind of have to just believe that. It's more of a religion, right? Which is funny because they try to say that we're a religion, but we're literally, a lot of the proofs about flat earth you can verify for yourself, and that's what was getting me, right? And then eventually,
Is he being serious? You can't verify anything on the globe, but the flat earth stuff you can go and verify yourself. Like what? Like what? Shite.
eventually just the proofs stacked up and up and up, and I was like, well, I think there's too much flat earth evidence now, and it's like I've got to make a decision. Am I going to be a glober still, or am I going to come over to the light? So I came over to the light. And then basically from there, once I realized, okay, this has merit to it, I actually came across the debates of flat earth, flat versus globe. And I came across one particular debate which stuck with me. This is back when I didn't even know who Caleb was. I didn't know who Whitsitt was. I didn't know any flat earth debaters. And it was a 3v3. It was Caleb, Whitsitt, and Dare to Know versus Globey McGlobeface, Blitz PhD, and some other random Globey. And I'm looking at it, I'm like...
Globe Man, Average Glober, was the last one. I watched that debate live. He's about to fanboy for Whitsitt now, which is strange because if he fanboys for Whitsitt, he's got to accept there's a 24-hour sun in Antarctica and therefore the Earth's not flat. So let's see.
I didn't know who Whitsitt was, and he's like there. I'm looking at him. I'm like, he's destroying these guys, and
he absolutely was not destroying those guys. To pretend that he went into this as like just an interested observer with no bias. Hang on a minute, I got a sound clip for that.
There's no bias.
To say that he's going into it with no bias, just going to watch it, and he just decided that the flat earthers destroyed the others, you would have to have a bias to ever get to that conclusion watching that debate. Whitsitt prattled on. The other two might as well have not been there. Caleb Kruger and Dunning Derek, they were. And they were absolutely useless. They were just sitting there smirking. And every time they got a question they couldn't answer, they go, you deal with this one, Whitsitt. We just can't be bothered. I started to cover this on here a little while ago, but I've got sidetracked. That's unlike me, innit? I will do, though, in the future.
This guy's a PhD. How is the flat earther just cooking these? I'm like, wow. I want to do that. I want to be that. I want to do that. And then that's where I looked into all the arguments, and I was like, wanting to debate for the topic. And here I am.
So why don't you do that then? If you decided you want to be just like Whitsitt, I want to do that. What that guy's doing there. That's exactly who I want to be. That bloke there. Whitsitt managed to convince a lot of people because of the way he speaks and the words he uses and the way he memorizes nonsense that people don't know anything about, right? Angels of Shite has nothing about him. Like, unless you're already indoctrinated into that shit, you would never listen to anything this type of shit says and think, that's a point. You just wouldn't.
Yeah, it's so interesting, especially watching Whitsitt. I mean, he just comes off so articulate that if you are open-minded, so it sounds like you were kind of already open-minded from before. What was life like before even getting into the Bible? What were you kind of like? Were you searching for something?
I think I don't know, but my whole life, I've always felt that I've been put on this earth for a reason. Like, I know it kind of sounds weird, but like...
To eat, obviously. There's starving people in the world, and then there's shite. That's what you was put here for, to make sure there's starving people in the world.
I've always felt that I've been put on here for something great, in a way.
God.
And it's very interesting now because with the knowledge I have now,
What knowledge? This is brilliant. There's no self-awareness whatsoever. I've always known that I was put here for a special reason. To sit on TikTok all day with me cock in one hand and a burger in the other, lisping at a bunch of twats.
I can literally prove that the creator God exists.
He doubled down on Morinism, but he also doubled down on chins.
Using science, which is pretty huge, really, because if everybody knew where we lived on the earth, if everybody knew that we're enclosed by a dome, there's a physical barrier in the sky holding in the gases, we live on a level topographical plane.
Holding in the gases, did he say?
Violated by gas!
That's actually the center of creation. That's what all the evidence points to. Even in the heliocentric cosmology, they have to admit that kinematically, the earth could be reference framed as the center of creation and everything revolves around us. Right? So if that's in fact true...
Let's be honest, right? Sargent's sitting there. And bearing in mind, Sargent is 89 years old and lives with his mum and always has, right? He's got a flashing hat on, like a 5-year-old. And even he has got a look on his face like, shut up, lard.
Then that literally, like, you got to ask yourself, well, where's the sense of creation and who put us there? Something had to have put us in the center. That just can't be a coincidence. And especially if you look into all the other claims, like even say just a simple one where it's like, oh, the sun is 400 times further and bigger than the moon, so that they appear the same size. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe they just are the same size and relative distance. Yeah. So it's pretty powerful information that we have here.
No, it ain't. You don't have any powerful information at all. Inflammation, possibly, on your moobs. That's good that I've stopped there. 10 New Zealand dollars from Unflat Earth. Whitsitt claims to have an IQ of 160, but when it came to explaining how the 24-hour sun could work on Flat Earth, he wants to wait for someone else to be able to explain it. That's exactly right. Exactly. But no one says this ever. I've got this IQ, and they go, "Oh, they just quote him." I used to have this Welsh bloke on my Facebook group back in the day because I was always fucking taking the piss out of Flat Earth. And people liked some of the other stuff I did, but they was flat earthers and they hated the fact that I wasn't a flat earther. And this bloke would constantly say to me, "I've got 2 words for you. Austin Whitsitt. You'd never debate him, blah, blah." And I'll just be like, hit him up and tell him to come on the show. I'll talk to anybody, anytime, ever. And by the way, for all the trolls out there that are going to pretend they want to debate me in the comments section of this video, whatcast@gmail.com. Whatcast@gmail.com. That is how I now understand why Toon only deals with people, only takes people seriously when they email him. Because all of the grandstanding comments in the comment section that lead nowhere and waste everybody's time, no thank you. Fuck, hang on, I'll say this to them people, right?
No, you can fuck off.
Email me if you're serious and we'll arrange anything you want, any of you. I will point and laugh. I am not discriminatory in my pointing and laughing. Right, couple more super chats here. Unfornicated. Angel's mom. Mum is the word. Right? Mom! Always said he was put here for a reason, and that would be he would be special. And he would be special one day. She helped him find his helmet to ride the short bus. Yep. Pretty much accurate. My mate Arnold, $5. Mark Sargent always looks like he's just walked in on his parents during sexy time. If he's 80 odd, his parents are probably 120. Right. So, not sure to be having much sexy time unless there's plenty of blue pills knocking about. Let's continue. Cheers for the super chats, guys. Love it. Love the support.
It is. No, and your story is very common to a lot of people out there, which is great, and why it's always fascinating to hear. So, how did Flat Earth change you from what you were like before?
Look, I'm noticing even when at Arizona, when I met DJ Curious, all you guys, right?
DJ Curious is sitting right there. Why doesn't he just say when I met you? Like, he's just listing off the names. This bloke, he considers this being a social climber. Like, he thinks that this is giving him clout to travel and meet these fucking nobodies. Like, I don't know what this is with people being in awe of other humans. A cluster of cells, we all are, right? Oh, I can't believe I met this person. He'd be dead in 100 years. No one would give a fuck about any of us. Fact.
I'm realizing it's given me a lot more confidence. It's given me a confidence boost, definitely, because before, if I was to do a speech in front of an audience, especially as big as it was at that conference, there was at least 100 people watching me. 50 to 100 at least.
50. That's big time for shite. Well, to be fair, I've never done any speeches, but you know why I've never done any speeches? Because I don't know fuck all about anything, and neither does he, but I realise it.
Mm-hmm. I would have been a nervous wreck. I wouldn't have been able to do that. And I did it. And it was like, well, okay, I'm still nervous, but geez, it didn't debilitate me. It didn't stop me from being able to do what I wanted to do. And I was able to do it. After that, I really realized that, geez, it's given me a big confidence boost.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's...
Oh, God, look when he rolled. He's like a Weeble. Do you remember them? Like, when he leans back in his chair, it looks like he's going to continue rolling across the room like that until he bounces off the wall and comes back.
It's because it's like, I know what side of truth I'm on. And it's like, when I really know, I really think I know what I'm talking about in terms of this subject, even though I'm fairly new, like I'm a flat earther for about 3 years. I got into it about 2023. But I really went hardcore into all the evidence on it.
Sergeant looks like he's got the old bill behind him. The fuzz. The place. For anyone, I'm not in England. The blue lights there.
And scientifically, I've learned a lot of science. I haven't learned so much in the last 3 years. I've learned more in the
You've
last 3
learned
years
nothing.
than I have in my entire life. I can definitely say that for the fact.
Yeah, well, for sure, especially like you're saying, when you're learning what you to believe to be the truth, it
For those people, like some people get offended by, like, oh, you go a bit far when you're taking the piss out of people and stuff. I get this sometimes, but may be true. But I'll tell you this. If anyone deserves it, it's this prick. The way this prick behaves on TikTok, the way he's got main character syndrome on TikTok and bullies people and mutes people and is fucking arsehole to everybody. I have no qualms whatsoever about being a dick to him.
becomes like you just want every detail, and you're using what you've learned to go and have debates, which I think takes a really certain skill set, and you do an amazing job, and you have a lot of patience, and you're also having fun, because I've been listening for just getting familiar with your TikTok, which has a really great following. I think it's almost around 50,000 followers on TikTok.
I think I'm sure Jaron told me that Shite bought most of those followers.
Alone. And getting confidence. It's interesting. I feel the same. It's a weird thing when you're questioning. Oh, did we lose him? Oh, it's a weird thing when you're questioning the nature of reality, and what we were taught is in direct opposition. So how did that moment, did things get like blow your mind? Do you remember when you were confirming? We might be losing connection.
What? No, he's good. No, I see him. He's not gone. No, you're not gone. Oh crap.
Mark Private. He ain't high enough to be a sergeant. Mark Private's sitting there with his little soppy mic. Again, I'm going to do my microphone rant. Has Shite got a microphone? Curious has got a decent setup there. It's got a Rode Pod mic, a decent arm. Sergeant's got this soppy little ball. Looks like a twat. I don't know what Shite's got there, but these people. What is Peanut Gallery as well? What is that?
I can see him. I can hear him. Toggle your mic back on.
Curious ain't even a DJ, bro.
No, your mic's muted. Your mic's muted.
Oh, Shite. I can't figure it out.
Toggle
Sorry,
your mic.
guys.
No.
There you go. You're back. You
Okay,
never
we
left.
can see you.
You never left.
I don't think
I
you can
think
hear
I
us.
just lost you guys.
No.
If you can hear me, I'm going to come back.
Okay, we can hear.
Why did he draw a picture of himself when he said, I'm going to come back?
Come back.
Now that's unusual.
Well,
yeah.
If you look at
So,
the
internet
background
stuff
here,
all around.
they've actually got Shite moving around behind them like he's this big celebrity they've got on. How the mighty have fallen here. Mark Sargent used to be the face of this, and now he's some soppy old pensioner in awe of some wobbly bloke from Australia.
Around.
Yeah, the internet today, guys, was a little rough. So bear with us. Already, I'm really enjoying his interview. He's just got.
While he's coming back, I'll do some shout outs off the comments. Okay.
Okay.
Yep, there he is. Hang on. That was fast. All right.
Oh, God. The face. He's like he's all proud of himself for figuring out how to get back to the chat.
Are you back? Can you hear us?
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Take off. Go ahead.
We can hear you. Welcome back. Sorry
Yep.
about that.
Where were we? Sorry. What were
I'll bring us back. So, you had explained why Flat Earth was important to you. It gave you this confidence to kind of go up there and share what you believe to be the truth, which I think is what happens to us all, right? We're like completely mind blown when you wake up to the idea of that, hey, what we were taught, completely false, a complete lie, and the deception is just in our face. And so, being on this side of things, to the outsiders, it just looks completely like we've lost our marbles. How could we be questioning reality? Look at what they show us with space every day. So were you into space before? That's kind of, I still want to get a little bit more of your origin story.
Yeah.
For the audience.
So I wasn't.
He's got his own gravity. This is what I mean. The sun goes right to left for Shite, and he doesn't care. He's got the AE map on the wall behind him there. He's in the south. He knows that can't work, but he puts it up anyway. And he's also got his own gravity and doesn't believe in it. So what can you do?
Look, I used to think I was really smart because I knew that the sun was 93 million miles away and that it took 8 minutes for the sun's light to get to Earth and all that kind of stuff. I would say, yeah, I was kind of into it, but not to the point where I was like, oh, I wasn't really a fanatic.
What's worse than that, shite, is that you think that you're pretty smart now.
I'll put it that way. And I had no real attachment to the globe paradigm either. That's why, like, it didn't offend me. It didn't get me triggered at all when I heard about flat Earth. I mean, like everyone, I thought it was the dumbest thing ever.
Right.
And then
No, you didn't. You was completely, just like all of the rest of you, you watched one video and thought that everyone else had missed this stuff. But the bloke you just watched hadn't. That's what you all thought. You didn't dismiss it at all and then try and disprove it. You haven't got all of the same bollock story that you all pretend to have when you couldn't believe how stupid it was and you went to debunk it and you just couldn't debunk it. No matter what you did, we just couldn't debunk it. We couldn't do it. None of you tried.
you look into it and it's like, hang on a second. I think the flat earthers have a point.
Yeah, I love that you saw a Witsit debate. That was pretty good. And how cool is that would motivate you to go, okay, I'm going to look into this. And as you start to verify it, you're like, okay, I know what I want to do. And you've been doing it. That's how you built up this following, mostly from debates, right?
Pretty much, yeah. A bit of content creating and debating, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So, you know, we're going to, at some point, guys, we'll play some video clips from his TikTok. We have those queued up.
Oh, please, though. Please, though. His TikTok's hilarious.
But yeah, I think a lot of people just love to hear how you
100 people in the chat. Hello, 100 people. 25 likes. Thumbs up, please, people. Let's get some thumbs up. Let's get some traction going here. Let's get Zesta possibly in here. Or, well, Mad Lion might be in here now. He's muted. Who knows? Mad Lion, if you're there, email me right now. whatcast@gmail.com. And I will unmute you and bring you on. Can't say fairer than that.
go from one thing. A lot of us loved space and we were like really into it. We couldn't get enough of it. We thought we knew, you know, quasars and pulsars and distances, like you said. But I always found it interesting that we weren't really talking much about the rotational speeds of stuff. We weren't really discussing how fast is they're spinning on a daily basis. The globe side, they don't think about the Earth actually moving around the sun at a constant speed that is so reliable.
A constant speed.
To give us our, you know, perfect system that we're in. And then you get to flat and you're like, whoa, this place is just dialed in and so fine-tuned.
Oh my God. You look at the flat model and you think this is just dialed in and so fine-tuned, but you can't explain the sun or anything in the sky whatsoever, or the equator or Coriolis or anything like that.
It's precise. It's becomes intentional, like you're saying.
The
It becomes
shit they
evident
say.
that there's a creator. And so you had mentioned getting into the scripture.
He hasn't said dip their nose yet. I've got to have a
reading
drink.
about the Bible? Were you already a believer in God, or were you just not sure? What was life like?
Yeah, I was definitely always a believer in God. And I was almost, you know, as a kid, I remember for some reason I kind of actually wanted God to be real, because I thought in my head, like when I was a kid, child, maybe 10 years old, right? I used to think to myself, well, when I pass away, I don't want that to be it. I just,
God. So when you pass away, you want to continue sitting on your computer, knocking one out, do you? To flat Earth.
I don't want to see black and then
Because that's all you do now.
that's it. I'm gone. I want that. I want to see my family again. I want to see it. I want to live more. I don't want this to be it.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking that in my mind when I was a kid, you know, and then, you know, high school and primary school. It's really weird because I went to a Catholic primary school where on one hand they were telling you God created the earth, and on the other hand they're teaching evolution and that it made itself. So it's really that dynamic was really weird to me as a kid. And like I said, now that I know the truth about where we live, it's like, well, there has to be a creator, because if we're in an enclosed system, something on the outside of that system had to make the earth. Terrariums don't create themselves in nature. There's no terrariums in nature that create themselves. So if the earth is essentially a giant terrarium and we're in it, well, I'm sorry, that needs a creator on the outside to make the earth. So, yeah.
Do you remember that moment where you started to accept flat Earth? Were you just like mind blown? How did you react to just going, we're in a terrarium? I mean, still it sounds crazy to me, but here we are.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. Just the fact that the whole space aspect of it too. Like, it just meant that everything was more local, and that something above us is like, in my opinion, when I saw the biblical model and how it kind of enthrones God on his throne right above the earth, I'm like thinking, yeah, God's not far away. Like, he's right there, you know. And
Yeah. If he's right there, I wonder what he thinks of you. The way that people depict God, he's on his throne right there. What the fuck? I just want to spend my life worshipping this person that will forgive me for anything, no matter what it is, other than not believing in him.
the heliocentric paradigm, I guess, the people that are God believers that, you know, but they're still on the heliocentric side, like, they think God's like, he's light years away. He's
$50.
You can't see him. He's not reachable, type thing.
If Billionaire Jim's in here, I might do that stuff. I might do that super chat goal.
You know? But he's right there. He's right there with us in this system that he's made for us. You know, and it's pretty incredible.
Oh no, we just lost DJ. Oh, fun.
Oh, Shite got a bit worried that he thought Sergeant was laughing at him. I know, look, Hackerman, you want Angels on the... Who do you want on the list? Because Angel's already on the list, but if you want, I can go through the full thing to add him to the list again, remove him from the list, and then re-add him again and again. That's like the ultimate, you've annoyed me. Or I could just do this.
You just made the list again!
For Angels, right? Unless you want... I don't think I've put DJ Curious. Can go then. Can go from the Zealand of No. Great minds of our time. What a bunch of utterly useless cunts. Can always guarantee that Kango will be using that word, which is why I love his super chats. Cheers, Kango. Let's continue.
Fun. Oh, we're having a fun time tonight. Okay, so DJ's dropped off, so we've now got, if you believe in conspiracies, and I do.
No. Do you reckon?
Sometimes weird things happens to us, but our guest is still with us. I'm still with it. Hey, you know what? While we're waiting for DJ, maybe we should play one of your video clips. So which one do you want me to fire off first? Was it in any particular order? Do you want me to do Lunar Eclipse Debunked? And
yeah, the Lunar Eclipse one's pretty short, so maybe
let's do Lunar Eclipse Debunked, shall we?
Do that one. It's not too long.
Okay.
I wish you'd done the nose down one so I could have a drink.
Let me see if I can grab that one from TikTok. Let me copy the link really fast. And what we'll do is we'll put you off to the side if you want to. All right, 1 second here. Hang on. Okay, let me load it and then pause it. 1 sec. And
what have they got shite moving around in the background? That's so cringe.
Let me share this screen and
Mark Private.
DJ hopefully be back soon. I feel bad for DJ, but hey, you know what? That's why we got China backups. So let's do Lunar Eclipse Debunked. Hopefully you can see this on the screen. Can you see it on the screen?
Oh yeah, that's good for me. Yep.
Perfect. Let's run this baby.
Let's run this baby.
Pointing at the lunar eclipse. One is a P900 full spectrum, the other one is a
of course
P1000 just normal. And as you can see, the P900 full spectrum is not seeing an eclipse, it's seeing the face of the moon. But the 1000 is seeing a shadow, or the supposed shadow. The P900 doesn't see it. So somehow full spectrum or infrared removes the so-called shadow of the moon, and you can see the moon's face. So this proves that the lunar eclipse is not a shadow at all.
Surely that's because it's infrared, right?
I have two.
Nice. Okay, so you want to kind of explain that for us
Yeah.
as well? Here, what I'll do is I'll play it again, but I'll turn the sound way down. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, one of our buddies from TikTok, his name was Hugo Boss. He had
lunar eclipse.
He was telling us that basically he had two cameras set up, one that had infrared and one that didn't.
Yeah.
And his infrared camera did not see the shadow on the moon.
Right.
So now this is a second observation that
Yeah, it's the infraredness. That's what does this. What are you talking about? It's literally saying a camera without infrared looks like a shadow. A camera with infrared, there's no shadow. Yeah, it's infrared.
I posted.
Jesus Christ. Does this bloke really think that him and his chins have debunked something? Like, there's people looking at these eclipses from all over the world. If there was no shadow, someone would say that. Not this knob.
Done with the last lunar eclipse that happened in Australia. Same setup. I was actually live on TikTok with two cameras set up pointing at it, going back and forth. My P1000 had a shadow on it. My P900 had no shadow. So it was seeing the face of them like there was no shadow there at all. So what I'm basically trying to show here is whatever the dark...
Like, hello Cleo, I've never seen this. I don't watch him, to be honest. If he's been in lives that I happen to have been in, I've never seen him do this. I've never seen him, but I can guarantee you, without ever seeing him do this, I can guarantee you that this guy has brought this up to people and they've debunked him live and he's still using it.
Darkness on the moon is causing that so-called shadow is not a shadow, because during the live, I got my P900 camera,
right,
and I pointed it at an actual shadow in the distance, and I could see the shadow. Point it back at the moon, no shadow. So whatever's causing that darkness on the moon has got nothing to do with the shadow. Is what
I'm sorry, angels are shite.
All right then. Cool stuff.
Yeah.
All right. What do you want me to queue up another one? We got time.
Yeah, let's see. I think there's one on the flight simulator.
Airplane flight sim proves FE pilots debunked. We got You want to do that one?
Yep.
Okay, let's do that one. 1 second. I should have probably just pasted it over the other video link, but that's okay. We'll just queue this up.
Look at this. JD with 1999. Here's a bribe. Fill your boots. Wank juicer rules. Nice one. Cheers, mate. Oh, very generous. Almost 20 squids there. Well, it is 20 squids, and Apple's taking their cut, obviously. JD, I reckon you're a billionaire Jim Daniels in disguise. Everyone with JD for initials is very generous here. Thank you so much. Can go again. Another generous man. I'm assuming, man. It's like watching a trip to the head. It's like watching a trip to the head trauma ward. It is the fact that Mark Private was impressed with. Look at Shite's face there. By the way, the arrogance. The chins are up. Yes. Let's see what's going to happen next. He's getting ready for his next praise from Mark Private. And this bloke up here thinks that he's a celebrity today. He thinks that Nathan Oakley will soon be grovelling to him. Wouldn't be surprised if that did happen, to be fair. Cheers for the super chats, guys.
Up normal. And stop. And we'll share this. Give me a second, guys. Airplane. Here we go.
Whoa!
Do you adjust nose down around the globe?
You are joking. He's going to use this. Brilliant. I was really hoping he would use this. Let's watch.
Every minute when you fly at 500 miles per hour.
No. We do not need to nose down at all.
Does the aircraft ever need to dip
Nose
its nose
down
down to account for curvature?
No.
In straight and level flight, stick a bowling ball down the aisle. It will roll to the back of the plane. That's because the plane in level flight actually flies about 2 degrees nose up.
Yeah, it's pitch attitude, but yeah.
Maintains rigidity in space, right?
So if you were to tilt the plane up, down, roll, it would show up on the attitude indicator, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you were to fly from the North Pole or, to say Australia to the south under here, would your attitude indicator be upside down?
No, it wouldn't.
Welcome to Flat Earth. Do you adjust?
Maybe I should do Welcome to Flat Earth drinks. I don't know. What's this? Rocky. I can't even read this word. What does that say? Rocky Ante Gold. Is that $5? Planes don't dip their nose is inevitable. We should be betting on what timestamp in Angel's video we actually hear it. I bet 38:46. What is the timestamp there? Let me just check if you're right, because you possibly watched this before. The time, nope, 44:07. Not bad. Yeah, but yeah, I could get Brian. I could get very drunk on this clip here. But I can't believe it. I just knew that this would be one of his party pieces because he has no shame. So I have queued up the great clip of Bob the Science Guy making him look this big on this very app that he's using here from Luke Flatwalker, I believe.
Down around the globe.
Nice.
Every minute when you fly at 500 miles per hour.
No.
Okay. How often do you have to adjust for the curvature of the Earth?
You don't have to adjust. You're flying at a constant altitude above the Earth.
If you maintain the altitude around the globe, is this line curved?
What? Why doesn't he get this? No matter how many times he has it explained to him. Bob showed it. Oh, you'll see.
Yeah.
But you said you don't need to dip the nose down to account for curvature. You maintain the same altitude around the globe. Is this line curved?
The line curves because we're taking into consideration the curvature of the Earth.
We take it down.
We do not need to nose down at all.
Does the aircraft ever need to dip its nose down to account for curvature?
Whenever he shows that with the globe and the plane, he is saying that south is down.
No. Now, this is the globe model. This is the correct dimensions of the globe.
I've got to say, Angel's a shot.
You just made the list again!
Globe. Now, I'm going to start the flight. It's going to take off. I'm going to set pressure level, so maintain the same altitude. Now I'm going to make the reference frame the Earth, so that the Earth is the reference frame. And now we're going to see what happens. Now, the plane is not going to nose down. It's not going to change orientation.
Nose down.
What?
And I'm going to include gravity. And when I include gravity, you'll see that it activates pendulous vanes as well. But now what's going to happen is the plane's going to end up just facing away from the Earth.
He's sitting there in his tubby corner, all proud of himself, while Sergeant and gang look on, Private and gang look on. And hopefully they watch what I'm about to show them.
Because we're not changing the plane's orientation, right? We're not nosing down. We're not changing altitude. And yeah, the plane's just going to continue to pitch up and up and up. Now, the Earth is constantly curving down and away from the plane. We would need to adjust for that, right? We need to actually stop that from happening by lowering the plane back down, right? As you can see on the attitude indicator, it's gaining more and more pitch, more and more and more. And if I put autopilot on, it'll start automatically nosing down. And that would immediately show up on the pitch graph. But the pilots admitted that they don't need to ever do that. If we had a fly...
Yes, and you know why? Because I've seen you had it explained to you 1,000,000 times. 1,000,000.
From the North Pole to the equator, well, we've got major problems. Because the plane's just going to continue to face away from the Earth. I need to nose down. I need to. Because now I have to fly really, really slow.
Nose down.
Right? Otherwise, the plane's just going to take off. So you can see it wants to fight gravity. It wants to fly away from the Earth. So,
wants to fight what?
So I have to stop that.
What?
Either by throttling down.
What?
Or nosing down. Yeah, I mean, the pitch hasn't changed.
It
but the
doesn't
altitude's
have
all over the
lips.
place. And I need to change the pitch. So I need to nose down. Otherwise, I'll fly off the Earth.
So there you go. Now you can see on the pitch, I'm nosing down and we're flying. Now,
I want this to last.
Now I want to try and maintain an altitude. You can actually stop it right there. And about 35,000 feet.
Smash that thumbs up. Smash that like button, please.
See here.
What was that?
You can pause it right there, or you can.
Okay, I'm pausing it.
Yeah. So basically, what I'm showing here is all the pilots admit that they never nose down around the globe. All the pilots I've debated admit that the Earth.
All the pilots I've debated. I've seen him. I have seen him debate pilots, actual pilots, and they have never admitted any such thing as what he is claiming. They all say the same thing, which is that they don't need to nose down because the way that the plane uses all of the forces to sit in that particular pressure follows the curvature automatically. Everybody knows this in the world, including flat earthers, other than Angels of Shite. I genuinely think he doesn't know this.
Doesn't curve down away from the plane. They don't see the horizon drop, and they don't have to drop altitude every 10 miles. So what I ask them, I go, every 10 miles distance you fly, do you have to drop in altitude 66 feet? And they all say no, right? Which means that they're not adjusting for the 8 inches per mile squared curvature drop on their globe that their globe would necessitate, right?
Right.
Now, again, what the little model here is showing, this was, by the way, created by Luke Flatwalker on TikTok.
Another cunt.
Shout out to him. Sure. But it's basically showing that, obviously, if the Earth is curving down away from you, you have to adjust for that. You can't just have it pitched up constantly without having to nose down. You'd have to at some point change orientation.
Absolutely. Let me jump in on that really quick because, and I've said this a long time ago. Now the show, by the way, the Flat Earth Clues is going to turn 11 years old here in February.
Yeah, nobody cares, Sergeant. I can't wait any longer. So let's check this out, shall we? There's myself and Jaron sitting there. We were debating shite on TikTok. He was using this ridiculous Luke Cuntwalker model that he's made to try to show that the planes would have to dip their nose. Jaron was trying, probably being too polite, to tell him that he was doing it wrong and he needs to level that. Hang on. I need to make you see what I'm pointing at. To level that there. That needs to be level to the ground, sticking straight up. Angels wouldn't do it because he knew what would happen if he did do it, so he was reluctant to do it, and eventually Bob the science guy down here forced him to do it. Let's enjoy.
Yeah, the problem that you run into with Angel is that he made this program to reinforce his own beliefs.
I didn't make it. It's on screen.
How about you be quiet?
Angels, let him respond.
You've had plenty enough time to talk. So, the attitude indicator reads the angle off of the down vector.
Yep, which it is. Yep.
All right. No, it's not. Your down vector is pointing pointing to the left. Okay, so make that down. Point to where down is. Oh, you got to twist it because that's not down anymore. Now the plane is gaining in altitude. It's not maintaining level flight. So you have to rotate it so that white line on the left is going straight down towards the ground. Like that. Yep. And you have to keep it like that all the way around because the attitude indicator reads the angle off of that vertical line. It doesn't read the angle off the ground. It reads the angle off that vertical line. And there you go. Now you're in level flight. Well done, sir. Up, you see how you're angling up again?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, Angel.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
What, Cash? You gotta get this recorded and put it on your page, on your YouTube page.
It's streaming live to YouTube now as it is. So, see, and you notice there at the end, he's tried to sneak it back up again, pointing that way to try to hurry it up to start going away when it wasn't pointing down anymore. This is how dishonest this person is. He's had that done to him 2 or 3 weeks ago, that was something like that, and he's still using this and not doing that when he's just been told how to use this correctly, he's still not using it correctly. He's still using it in his other way and trying to trick people with it. And this is a man of God that thinks he was put here for special reasons, right? If you're a truther and you discover how to use something correctly and then decide to ignore that because you want to deceive people, you ain't a fucking truther. Let's get back to Angel's lying his ass off.
I did enough business travel in my life, and I know you've flown quite a bit. When you get up to level, maybe if I get a chance after the break, I'll pull up my my flight tracker, the raw data from it. People don't understand. The planes follow the same path every time, which is they get up to cruising altitude extremely fast, they level up, and they go tabletop flat. And I mean, when you're on a really nice,
they go level
flight, and it does happen, believe it or not. If there's no turbulence, it is smoother than any car ride you've ever been in your life. It is incredibly smooth. Oh, it's noisy because you got the jet engines running, but it is incredibly smooth. Nothing moves ever. And what we're saying here is the curvature. Remember, especially if you're flying at 500, 600 miles an hour, you have to pick. You either have to nose down every not even a quarter mile. You have to nose down. We'll say every couple miles, or you have to nose up. You have to pick one of the two. But any business traveler will tell you when you're flying and that plane makes even 100-foot elevation change, you feel it.
Any business traveler would say that. Why have they got to be a business traveler? Any traveler? I've flown everywhere. I've been on planes all the time. I'm such a jet setter. Just call me Phileas Fogg. DCR 1975 says, it's for $10. Can you do some more angry American accent? So good. There you go. How's that? Texas Pete. Cheers, mate.
You feel it because it's the whole plane. You know fully. You don't have to just watch your drink. You absolutely feel it in you, which is why turbulence freaks people out so badly. And remember, in turbulence, you're only dropping, in most cases, maybe 500 feet. 500 feet feels like a roller coaster ride, which it is. 500 feet's a lot to drop. So if you're having to change, you would feel this rhythm, what you were saying there. Yeah, every so often, because they wouldn't do it periodically. They would be set into the machine, where every so often it'd be like, it'd be like a boat.
Mark's never had sex, let alone been on a plane. What the fuck's he acting like an expert for?
The nose of a boat. It would have to hit the water and have to go down. And I have never felt that ever. And again, I'll pull up the flight tracker data. Anyway, I didn't mean to send you off things. So continue.
Yeah. So what you said is absolutely true. When we flew,
what would you know about the truth? This is what you enjoy.
Yeah, what are you doing down there, Aunt Sally?
To America, I even debated a pilot who said he had ignored the curvature of the Earth, right? And they all do, right?
Right.
Every pilot out there, if you're a globe-believing pilot, if you're a flat Earth-believing pilot, you have to assume that the Earth is flat and stationary, because it is, right? I know.
Do you want some? I'll give it you.
That they want to try to strawman and kind of say, oh, well, but it says the word assume. But I'm sorry, if you assume something to be the case 100% of the time, like if I assume my flat table here is stationary and flat 100% of the time.
Your table was stationary and flat until you leant on it, and now it's broken.
Yeah.
Well, that's because it is.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, we got to take into account that that's only a commercial flight. Okay. The SR-71, okay, would have to basically
No, mate.
keep nosing down constantly at 2,200 miles per hour, where it can pretty much only do a straight line in that speed. If it was to do any other movements in that speed, it would break apart. The wings will fly off.
Right.
It's so much pressure at that speed.
Right. Yeah. The SR-71 travels.
The Arsenal game, isn't it? The worthless cup, really, and it's a semi-final of the League Cup. I'm not really that bothered.
Extremely fast, and then remember that's declassified now. Imagine the mythical Aurora plane, or some of those super fast planes where we haven't even gotten blurry photographs of them, because by the time you figure out it's up there, it's gone. And no matter what else you do that, and those planes.
Actually,
the what?
There's actually another one for people that don't know. If you look up the X-15, which apparently Neil Armstrong was a pilot.
I know this plane. Yeah.
Mark, you don't even know what a vagina is, let alone a plane.
Yeah, 4,500 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Table manners? You are all scum!
Like that thing you can't fly that on a clip.
Right. And I don't know if you remember this. It was something I talked about a while ago, which was, because SR-71 pilots are kind of famous in their circles. And there was a guy that was touring around the country. It's like, I flew the SR-71. Anyone want to touch my jacket? That sort of stuff. And he was saying, he was talking about altitude, because people would ask him questions. And I remember he mentioned two things very specifically. He said, when I was coming up out of Arizona, I could see the Los Angeles coastline from Phoenix, right? That was the first thing he said. And he said he was only at like 70,000 feet, give or take 70 or 80,000 feet. It's like, that's too far, right?
Yeah, well,
that's too far. You can't see the beach from Arizona at 70,000 feet. You shouldn't be able to, except if he was up high enough and it was flat, you would be able to see it because the air would be so thin that you would be able to see it. The other thing he said was when he looked, remember, he was facing Los Angeles from Arizona. When he looked north.
Shite always likes to bring up these observations. I wonder if he will here. He did with Jeremy the last time I'd done the TikTok when we was talking to Shite. About how far you can see thousands of miles or something from a plane. It's really, I wonder like what Shite would say is obscuring half of the thing he can see from 30,000 feet or whatever. Let's do Kango super chat here. 10 New Zealand dollars. Cheers, mate. Nice one. There was a TV show in the UK where they asked kids questions. How do you know what was it on in the UK? Are you British? To explain, they asked kids questions and to explain stuff. Little 5-year-old kids and then film their funny responses. This is more fucking stupid. It is. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I remember those things. That was like a Saturday night thing when it was Beadle or something shit like that. Yeah, the fact that they think that no one else has ever looked at this is what makes me. I was talking. I think Spin was on the Spin. You were there, and the other bloke was asleep this morning. We was talking about these on Toon's show earlier on or last night, whichever time zone you're in. And we were talking about how they think that they're the only people that have ever realised this. Like all of the physicists that look at this stuff have never once thought, that doesn't quite add up. I'm going to look into that. But Shite did. Buck, yeah, was he asleep? Hello, Lindsay.
He said he could see, this was even longer, he could see where the Rockies met Canada. Wow. And I'm thinking, wow, it's like those two things right there was a straight giveaway. Again, this is a pilot, he could not see the forest for the trees, right? He did not know what he was saying. And it's like people didn't immediately, if I was in the audience, like, that's too far, right? It's like, yeah, you can see a really, really long distance. Get it. SR-71 pilots are cool. That's way too far at 70,000 feet. Right? Again, people say, well, maybe it wasn't 70,000, maybe it was 100,000. It wouldn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It wouldn't matter. You'd still way too far.
But also, for anyone that doesn't know yet, Vika Draziv, who made the documentaries behind, Flatten the Curve and The Mechanical Realm, he has a video where he could see from...
He's supported. Well, hang on a minute. I can smell some dissension in the ranks here. He's up Weiss's ass. Vika hates Weiss. He is now sucking up to Vika. This won't go well.
Dubai, landing in Dubai, he could see the Himalayan ranges 2,800 miles away.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you plug that in, say take 2,800 and divide it by 69, you're going to get like 144 degrees worth of curvature.
Right.
Even if you were on the ISS, hypothetically speaking, where they claim it's 250 miles up, you still wouldn't be able to see it.
Yeah.
So, and also when he landed, he actually spoke to that pilot, and the pilot said to him,
"Got it."
He can see storms 1,000 miles away.
Yeah.
Game over.
And yet,
so maybe change the subject.
I still have people to this day, here we are a decade later, that say, I have seen the curvature from a commercial airline flight.
What's funny about that, Mark, is believe it or not, on a globe, you don't actually see left to right curvature because the horizon's an equidistant circle around you. So if you get a basketball and get a key ring and put that key ring on the basketball and imagine that's your line of sight all the way around you, that key ring's a flat circle. You don't see curvature left to right on a globe either. That's what they don't even realize.
Right.
Funny.
That's what who didn't realize.
Yeah.
Right.
What about, like, if he's trying to say that people that say they can see curvature from a plane, when Concorde was around, people could see curvature. It's not easy to detect, but you can see it, right? Shite is saying if you put a key ring on a basketball that's a flat circle so you can't see curvature. Yeah, if you're standing in the key ring, what about if you're way above that? Then you could see a little bit of curvature, probably. Or eventually you're going to, aren't you? Look at the pictures of look at the Himawari.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no curvature on that.
Absolutely. All right. So do you want to continue with this video?
Yeah, seeing as we did the airplane one, the one with the physics.
Do you want to do the physics one before the break?
I think it's the last one I sent you. Yeah, because that's me using the flight sim against an actual in a debate. So that's cool.
So not flat versus globe Coriolis debate. Earth is stationary, but the
please do the Coriolis one. Let's see that one.
The physics
one after that. Yeah,
the physics proves planes fly over that one.
The Hawaii physics, proves planes fly over a flat baseline. Yeah.
All right. Let me see if I can cue that one up. 1 second. I think I can just.
Shite's literally got his cock out over this one. He's well excited for them to play this one.
Paste this over the top. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. And can you?
It's orientation.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So when I'm here, do I need to do that in order for the plane?
Okay. Stop right there. Is that plane right now nose up or nose down?
It's the same thing. It's another video of him and his stupid little fucking thing that Twat Walker created. It's unbelievable.
In relation to your horizons, nose up.
So why don't you make that plane keep the same angle of nosing relative to the horizon as it goes around?
So I need to
tip it up.
I need to nose down to do that.
Jesus Christ. I can't. He just did that. Yeah, that's exactly what does happen. But you're not going to go upside down because you're being pulled down. Fucking hell. Like, I wouldn't be taking the piss out of him so much if I hadn't seen him have this explained to him so many times. So many. This dickhead has even been on modern day fucking debate. If you can imagine that.
Bouncy balls, mate.
That would be dipping down. That would be nose down.
No.
How is that nose down?
Show me. Go to the equator. Go to the equator.
Okay, without nosing down, correct? Without pressing the nose down.
Go to the equator.
Okay,
with what you call nosing down.
Okay, so now watch this. Watch. I'm gonna nose down, and now I'm nosing down. There you go. Now it's nose down.
Now let me ask you the question: is that plane nose down?
In relation to that, no.
Exactly. So nothing. So you just unproved yourself.
No, but he had to nose down.
Why is he showing a video of him debunking himself? This is weird. This is how stupid he is.
Nose down.
But he had to nose down to do that. Come on.
In order for me to fly around the globe, I needed to nose down.
No! Oh my God.
So if I don't nose down, this is what happens. But you said this is not how.
That's not
Nice.
what happens.
Arsenal 1-up.
Your little diagram there, you would lose the horizon to the bottom. And go like 3/4 the way. Go half the way. Oh, stop. Now right there, your altitude diagram is wrong. You cannot look out the front of that window and see that, brother.
Okay,
Come
so
on.
Let me show you the advanced one.
You are doing yourself a disservice.
This is the
You're doing a
advanced
disservice.
one.
He's not doing himself a disservice. He's just stupid.
We're going to go to the advanced one. No worries.
He's doing himself a total service. Do you think Mark Private is sitting there thinking, this bloke's a knob, but I've got to be nice to him because my audience is diminishing?
This is your globe. This is the correct dimensions of the globe. 24,901, 3959. All right. Now, does this instrument, which maintains rigidity in space, all right, does it align to gravity or does it maintain rigidity in space? Jorge, which one? Which tells the planet's pitch. Does it align to gravity vector or is it?
Yeah, it's going to align to gravity vector.
Okay. And you said we never need to nose down, and the plane pilots had all admitted they never need to nose down, and it doesn't show on the pitch data. Because if you were nose down,
You've just shown it.
it was showed up in the pitch data, correct?
Sergeant is looking at spinny hats on Amazon. He probably is. He's not taking any notice of this shit. Angels is all chuffed with himself sitting there with a little hard on, and Sergeant's shopping for Smurfs t-shirts.
Yes, I get you. Yes, if you had the nose down, it would definitely show up in the pitch down.
Okay, great. Okay, so welcome to Flat Earth. You're about to get pretty cooked here. I'm sorry, but all right, I'm going to take the
Let's watch the cooking.
plane off. It's going to fly.
Shit happens on the internet.
It's going to fly. I'm going to maintain the pressure altitude, so it's going to stay at the same.
Hey, stop, pause.
Yep.
Why did the horizon drop a little bit?
Because your Earth is curved.
It's because you're pitching up.
Oh, sweet. All right, excellent. Okay, we're good. I like it. Go ahead.
Good. So you said we never need to nose down. Now, what I'm going to do is, it's on ×1 now. I'm going to put the plane, I'm going to speed it up to 150 times speed. And this is how fast the plane's going now. It's going 500 miles per hour, but I've sped it up 150 times. So now this is how much distance it's traveled. And this is what it looks like on your globe. Now, remember when I showed you on the easier one, when I went to the equator, it was facing away from the Earth. Well, you told me that this instrument aligns to gravity.
All right, stop. It's down, nose up.
Correct, because you said we never need to nose down.
You need to keep the horizon at a certain level.
So I need to nose down.
So right now, the horizon
No, you don't need to. This is insane.
cannot drift away from that line like it's
So I
doing.
need to nose down.
Well, you need to at least.
He does the same. Look, he's smiling at himself there. Here, this knob is grinning like, I'm really cooking these people. This was a couple of days ago. He got absolutely annihilated by Bob 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he's got the audacity to sit there. I don't know how he can make us smile when his cheeks have to pick up that amount of weight from his chins to create a smile. I don't know how it's possible. But anyway.
Fly flat. You don't need to nose down, but you need to not nose up.
Hang on a second, Hawaii. Do I need to nose down now?
How high? What's your elevation? What is your altitude?
All right, a little context here before we go to break.
Yeah, Mark's off of Amazon.
We do have to go to break here in a minute. Which is, who are you talking to?
It's talking to you, Mark. Mark didn't know. Who are you actually talking to here? I've been buying Smurf shit over here. I've got a Smurfs hat. I've got a I'm Still a Proud Virgin t-shirt. I've got a I Love My Mum Even Though She's Over 100 pair of shorts.
Who is that guy?
All right, so he's on TikTok.
He's a bloke that absolutely understands this and you don't. That's who you're talking to.
He claims to be an actual physicist.
He is an actual. I don't know who he is, but I can tell by what he's saying that he's absolutely understands this and you don't.
I don't know what.
Not a pilot, but a physicist.
Oh, yes, yeah. And basically, like every other person, they admit, they never
Like every other physicist, they're just all clueless. But shite, he knows what's what.
need to nose down, though. No, they don't do that. But then I start demonstrating to him that obviously, if the Earth is coming down away from you, you have to adjust for that. So now that's why he's confused. He's asking, well, why is it
He's not confused. You are confused.
facing away from the Earth? Why is it nosing up? It's like, well, because you haven't nosed down to adjust for the curve. That's
You don't. It's level flight. I've just shown it. When you put it on level flight, it follows the curvature on your own model.
curving down and away from you, 8 inches per mile squared. I'm sorry, but if you don't reorientate yourself around a globe, you're not going to fly around the globe. You have to reorientate.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And the
Other than when I just shown you showing this model, being told how to use it correctly, and you didn't have to compensate, and it followed it level.
The argument, he's trying to make it sound like, like a car going over a mountain.
Mute, you stupid bastard.
Mountain, right? And it's like, well, the car doesn't have to do anything special. It's like, well, no, that's because it's hugging the curvature of the road.
One more time.
Off that vertical line. Yep. And you have to keep it like that because that's not down anymore. Now the plane is gaining in altitude. It's not maintaining level flight. So you have to rotate it so that white line on the left is going straight down towards the ground. Like that. Yep. And you have to keep it like that all the way around because the attitude indicator reads the angle off of that vertical line. It doesn't read the angle off the ground. It reads the angle off that vertical line. And there you go. Now you're in level flight. Well done, sir. Up, you got it. You see how you're angling up again?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, Angel.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
What, Cash? You got to get this recorded and put it on your...
Again, the dishonesty. Look at what he's done to the angle on the sly. Trying to pretend that didn't happen. Kango, New Zealand, $5 New Zealand dollars. Mark Private's look perfectly embodies the lights are on, but no one's home. Thing is, he's usually home in his mum's house. I don't think he leaves the house ever. So the lights are on and he's home, but not in his head. He ain't. Cheers, Kango. Yeah, just wanted to show that again for any newcomers here that's wondering what I'm talking about and why any flat earthers in the chat or watching this thinking, yeah, you're telling him he's wrong, but you don't know how he's wrong. Yeah, I do. Just showing you. Here we go.
Oh, it doesn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
But a
plane is a completely different scenario.
Yeah, plane is a completely different scenario, which is you have to create the road in space. And the road has to match the curvature of the ground.
Bouncy balls, mate.
So therefore, you have to curve. The plane has to fly, in a curved flight trajectory.
What the fuck do you know about it, Mark? You think you're knobs for pissing out of?
And he was not getting it. I don't know. Did he? I know this video is. Does he ever get it?
Yeah, basically at the end here. Because in this model, what's good about it is I can actually change it from a flat Earth to a globe Earth without them knowing.
Yeah.
Without them knowing, because I'm so bright. I'm really secretive. Is he going to pretend that he changed it to a flat Earth when Bob debunked him? Because he zoomed out and it was curved. So let's see.
And then I actually trick him with that. And I'm showing him a flat Earth and I get him to concede. Is this what you mean? Is this how it flies? And then he says yes. And I'm like, I zoom back and I'm like, well, that's a flat Earth. So yeah, thanks.
Nice.
When you zoomed back on that one, it was a curved Earth, on the one I just shown.
All right. Thank you.
So laughing hysterically at your own brightness isn't going to help you.
For that, by the way, we are going to go to break. And when we come back, we're going
to what?
Bring back Angels of Light for the second segment, our only break of the evening. 3 minutes or so of do whatever you want, smoke them if you got them. And so we'll be back in. Oh crap! I gotta do this before, which was we didn't show off some of the meetup photos from New York this last weekend. So this is these are some fine, upstanding citizens from the New York meetup right there.
Upstanding citizens. They look like it with a Gleason's map on the wall, about 3 teeth between them.
Find the Russian agent. Well, you can tell who that is, right? That guy.
Oh, I know him. Oh, he cut his hair. He looks good.
Well, you've met him? Did I meet him? Oh wait, no, him. Oh, that guy. We know. Yeah.
Oh, but look.
What guy?
Yep. Oh, this looks like a great crowd. We got Sally there.
Hey, I know her.
Hey, sweet.
And there's an AE map.
Yeah, there's that debunked map. The AE map shite just could look out the window right now and debunk it himself by seeing the sun setting from right to left. They won't.
Sweet.
Very cool.
Good stuff. Again, you too could be part of the FE Army. I wonder where she got that.
The FE Army. If the FE Army was 1 million people, they'd have 3 teeth.
That's cool. I don't have one of those. So yeah. Anyway, Russian agent confirmed.
No, sadly, I mean,
not
he's
him?
playing a long game then.
It's him back there.
Oh, maybe him.
Yeah, maybe him.
Mother Russia.
Or that guy.
Oh, no, we know, Joe.
They always got these soppy little beards, haven't they, as well? Like they can't quite much. I don't know. Double J's got a bit of a beard on him, hasn't he? And old Flat Earth Jesus or whatever. But most of them got this wispy little bollocks beard sort of floating around in the air. Soppy little poncy, nothing happening, wind might blow it off beard. Sort of pubes on the chin.
No. Anyway, so very cool. Thank you guys. If you guys take meetup pictures, please send them to me, and I will show them off on the show.
Norina, she's very smart. Maybe it's Norina, but she's not really disguising very well.
Maybe. Hey, say DJ, while you were having a panic attack with your internet, was did you happen to catch any of the show?
I caught a little bit. I saw you doing presentation.
Oh, he's gone again. Here we go. Mike Gurney. £5, Mike. Stop picking on poor Marky Poo. He's saving himself until he's married. He was trying to get in with that Patricia Steer. Is that her name? In Behind the Curve, and failed miserably. I don't know. Did they ever have a thing, those two, or was it just like I like him like a brother? Is that what it was? Cheers, Mike. Nice one.
Angel, so sorry to miss that.
Yeah, got friends.
That's all good, my friend.
It's all right. It was fun watching. What do you want me to continue that part of that video where you want me to skip to the end where you were torturing that poor man?
If you want, you can show the part at the end where I switch it to a flat earth.
Okay, let me see if I can cue it up again. One.
I love you. Thanks. Love it.
1 second. Which one was that? That was the physics proves that. Let me cue it up really fast. Oh, we've already got it up on screen. So all I have to do is share it. Perfect. So let me share screen. And we'll do this. And we'll put that up there. And we'll skip what? 3/4 in?
Yeah, I'd say it's towards the end. Yeah. I need to know.
No, how would anyone know what facial expression is when he's making love? He's never done it. Making love with his hand.
Nose down, yes or no? Is this how the play? Wait, before you said the plate always maintains 2 degrees. Is this maintaining 2 degrees right now?
It looks like a yes.
Okay.
Oh my God. Is this when he tricked them and I zoomed out and they didn't know and it was flat? Well done. You sure got them there. Show it.
Yeah, that's a flat earth. Welcome to flat earth.
Oh, that was it?
Oh, he's staying at 2 degrees.
He didn't zoom out.
Why are you not staying at 2 degrees?
Because I'm not nosing down, and you said we don't need to nose down, just like the pilot said. Welcome to flat earth, Jorge. I'm going to reset it now. We're going to reset. Watch this. We'll just pay attention.
He didn't zoom out to show a flat earth there, did he? Was that just a lie?
This is your globe. This is the correct dimensions of the globe. I'm going to now fly the
Here's
plane
where I
again,
trick him and
I'm gonna
switch
ask you
it to a
question.
flat earth model.
I'm going to speed up the timer. Okay, I'm going to set a pressure level like before. Speed up the timer to 150 times speed. Right?
Yes.
And now the plane is flying. Okay? And
I got something funny. You know this?
Gas go down, go boom, boom, my friend.
Well, the bloke I used to do the podcast with, he always just say, what's he saying? And I said, try and do that. Try and say what he says yourself. And he said this.
That's go bang, bang, boom, boom.
It fucked it right up.
it's even drawing the pitch data. Okay? Now, as the plane is flying, does it need to nose down on a flat surface? Is this how the plane?
He's saying nose down
It
constantly.
always maintains 2 degrees. Is this maintaining 2 degrees right now?
It looks like a yes.
Okay, that's a flat Earth. Welcome to flat Earth.
Oh.
It's,
Go to your globe.
So you said
it is. I might be wrong, but he's not zooming out. He's just going side to side.
Wait.
All right.
Maintaining 2 degrees. Maintaining 2 degrees.
Oh, I need to nose down for that, boy.
No, you don't. You need to maintain.
Billionaire! It's Billionaire Jim to save the day. Billionaire should have been here earlier. Billionaire, $5. Goal achieved. Cheers, BJ. I can't really call you that. There's already a BJ and it sounds a bit shit. They want to call you that. But Billionaire Jim, I see Spin come up with a good idea earlier. He said I should set a super chat goal like Mikey Smith of 10 super chats for $50 each. And I thought of you. Because you're the only man I know that could afford such a thing. Welcome, Billionaire. Hope you're well.
2 degrees relative to the gravity vector if you did your sim right, which I don't think you have it.
So gravity pulls the nose down.
No.
Okay,
Gravity
so what's
pulls
pulling the nose down?
Trim.
That's what you just said.
Trim.
Wait a minute.
Hang on, he just said trim. Hey, excuse me.
That's wild.
Hey, when they trim the plane.
Hey, before I continue on this, who else was on? Who's of these people in the room? Who was on our team and who wasn't on our team?
Okay, well, the only person I really know here is Spoiled and the host, we're Flat Earthers and Jorge. I'm not sure who the other three are, but yeah, it's a bit of a chaotic situation in TikTok at times. But
got it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it is. It's anything I'll ever agree with him on. It is chaotic, but this twat just kicks anyone that debunks him or even speaks. He just mutes them and mutes them and mutes them until he makes them go.
They trim it to fly in the exact same orientation. Did you know that?
I'll take your word for it. But right there, you have not maintained the same pitch angle. You need to maintain the same pitch angle.
Down. See, Hoy, if I press this button to nose down, is this better for you now?
Why are they showing this same shit over and over and over again? I thought he had more than this. Like this, since Bob crushed him on this, he should stop using it. He's a flat earther, so he won't, but he should. I know his audience are the biggest idiots in the world, so won't care that he got debunked. They'll carry on pretending that didn't happen. The same way all those fucking hell, Jim. The same way all those dickheads used to pretend that Weiss beat Professor Dave in that debate, because it's just a coping mechanism. They just ignore the reality. Got to do this, Billionaire Jim. Billionaire. Come on, team, let's roll. $50 super chat, thanks, Jim. Jim, you are the man. Ain't it good? Ain't it good? You got Jim. Jim is Will Duffy. I have got to say this again. Will Duffy ain't no millionaire, right? He ain't no millionaire. Billionaire Jim is the man, right? He is the one that done the final experiment. He didn't want to be the face of it, so he found some priest bloke, whatever he is. Bring him in. You can be the face of TFE. I'll fund everything. That was Billionaire Jim. Right. Cheers, BJ. I call you BJ. That's
but
shit.
You've maintained your pitch angle, right? And it hasn't gone negative. In other words, you have never pointed down.
I need to nose down. I'm currently nosing down as I fly over the Earth. Do you see the pitch data, how I nose down big? Then as I'm flying, every time I nose down, it shows us up.
Billionaire, are you like J.R. Ewing? Are you in Texas, Billionaire? You're an oil baron.
Look.
Okay, so your nose down is a negative slope in your pitch, not a negative pitch.
Planes fly with a 2 degrees nose up in straight level flight.
NASA bucks.
In order to
planes fly to maintain a pitch angle, and if you do that continuously, angels. If you do that continuously, you will not see the nose down.
Billionaire, as you're new here, would you like me to show again Angels of Shite getting debunked on this very thing, or have you seen it before?
It's 2 degrees pitch up.
If it never noses down,
I feel like I need to cater my content completely for Billionaire Jim.
Boy, how does it maintain 2 degrees if the Earth is curving down away from it?
Because it's continuously changing it. It doesn't even do it like
what they said they're not changing. Am I nosing down currently to adjust the pitch?
All right.
Jesus Christ.
We get it. So,
yeah.
Wow.
So in this case, yeah, I've got to stress this again.
Look at Mark Sargent and his 5-year-old's flashing hat that his mum bought him for his birthday. Along with a badge saying, "Guess who's 83 today?"
When you're in a plane, you are creating a road in the air, and that road has to follow the curvature of the Earth. And like a car traveling over a mountain, if you're going, it is a curved trajectory. The plane's doing no different. unfortunately, I feel bad for this guy because remember, he's strong physics, but he's not.
You feel bad for him? Bet he's not a virgin. I bet he's not. You probably should save your pity for yourself.
Not a pilot, right? You can talk about all the physics you want, but until you get in the air, you don't know, right? You don't quite understand what you're looking at, and that is if the Earth is dropping away from you, if you don't change your pitch angle, you have enough thrust, you're going into space. If that was real, you'll just keep gaining altitude, and that's it. It's over. You have to adjust. And if DJ has another question, I will pull up because we've got plenty of time. I'm going to pull up my tracking. I can see if I can pull up the tracking software, and I'll preface it for you guys, which is it's amazing stuff because everyone's seen like Flight Radar 24 and all the things that track planes, right? But you're looking from the top down, no matter where you are. And I don't know whoever made this.
Yeah. Mark Sargent's the brains. Mark Sargent used to be the face, didn't they? And then Weiss tried to take it over. Dubay come along. Whitsitt then became poster boy. Sargent's now reduced to treating angels of shite like a celebrity.
Original video, but they actually had the data to where they could turn it sideways. And they could show what the plane's elevation was doing when they get up to a certain altitude. And what was happening was they got up to a certain altitude and, they climbed up very, very steep, in relation to the total distance, and then go tabletop flat for as long as they can and then nose down really, really sharply. When you look at a plane's trajectory, when you're going on a flight anywhere, it is go almost ballistic, tabletop flat, and then nosedive down to your airport. That's all you're doing every single time. The operative point here being that you are flying, unless you're doing some weird altitude change to get away from turbulence, you're flying absolutely flat.
And I've actually got real pitch data from the NTSB that confirms exactly what you just said.
Oh, yeah. You wait till I show you the graphical part of it. It just blows my mind because, well, I won't spoil it.
Chewy.
Anyway,
DJ,
Cycle's since
back.
You're still here with us and we haven't lost you, what else?
Fingers
what
crossed.
Throw some stuff at Adam.
What are you seeing, Angel, on TikTok? And I'm sorry that I missed the exact clips, but I watched a few of them. It was talking about the bridge where it's going to horizon rises to eye level. I saw the one where you're talking to the pilot and he isn't factoring in not only curvature, but rotation. You guys were arguing to the point of, hey, we treat it as if it's a non-rotating stationary plane. And he's saying, oh, because it balances out. The air is also spinning with the ground, which obviously sounds ridiculous to us now, right? So what are you seeing on TikTok? Do you see?
Everything sounds ridiculous to you because you're ridiculous. That's the difference.
More people coming to terms with?
Absolutely. I think
DJ Curious, I'm curious as to whether he's paying anyone for this internet access that he's got because it's fucking shit.
we're just losing a little bit there, I think. But yeah, absolutely. I recently have noticed that there's definitely been some sort of huge shift in the flat earth movement, because I'm having a lot more people. Like the way I run my live is I basically am up there with a little meme behind me saying Earth not a globe, whatever. People come up and I ask them, are you a flat earther or a globe earther? And a lot more people now are coming up and saying they're on the fence. I'm noticing that.
I wonder why that is, shite. Could that be because you've blocked everybody on the other side? So the only people that are coming up is either people that you know and that you're friends with on there, well, equal dickheads with, or people that have never seen you before and have slipped through your net because they haven't debunked you yet. That's what it is. Ain't nothing to do with, like, FTFE was saying the other day that Angels of Shite has already blocked him. He's been on there like 5 minutes. This guy is pretending that he wants conversations.
A huge amount of people are not saying.
Speaking of noses, Calder, speaking of noses, did anyone see that Vicar Draviz, or Draziv, or whatever the fuck, who cares what his name is, was back on again the other day, right? So he's reappeared, and I was watching him, and he never really is ever on camera, is he? But I noticed something about him. He has got probably the biggest nose I've ever seen. Not in length, like he ain't Pinocchio or nothing like this, but he's got like it's most of his face is a nose. I've noticed this, right? It's like his face is like a nose And on the nose is a mouth and eyes. That's what it looks like to me. No wonder he's got long hair to cover up half the nose. His nose is so weird. Like he is like a nose with feet. It's ridiculous.
They're a globe earther anymore. They're on the fence. And just the other night, I actually had 10 people on my live saying that they basically are now flat earther. 10 in one live. That was crazy. And then like the next couple nights, I had another one where it was like about 4 people came up and told me they're now a flat earther. So it's this huge shift that's happening because, like we said, I mean, if flat Earth is truly the...
I'm assuming he's got feet, don't know. If he's got an OnlyFans, an OnlyFans foot page, then above the feet, you'd see remnants of nasal hair.
Dumbest thing ever. It's so stupid. It's so outrageous and all these things. Well, it shouldn't exist. It shouldn't be growing at all.
Right.
Like, and every single person that comes up on my live or on panels to debate for the Globe should come up, and all they would need to do is they would need to get in the big box, turn their camera on, and present their evidence. And every single bit of evidence that they show should have no answer, no rebuttal, no refutation, solid, hardcore evidence of the Globe that anybody can prove. And we'd all just be Globe Earthers again, but that never seems to happen.
Look out the window, shite, if you can stand up without wobbling over and see which way the sun sets. Then try and find a flat model that does that whilst the sun goes the opposite way in the north, and I'll be a flat earther. How about that? How about that for a deal? This absolute lie they tell about just give me any evidence and I'll switch. No. All of the evidence you're given daily, you just ignore, including the evidence you can see yourself. Out of your window, flop your chins out the window, have a look at the sky, see which way the sun's going, and then ask yourself how.
Exactly.
I'm glad he agrees with me. Cheers,
Good
DJ
point.
Curious.
I agree. That's interesting. 10 people in one day, I know, right? Because it does seem less and less taboo as this goes on, even in my own circles. I'm noticing that my friends are not as freaked out by it. They're like, okay, they don't want.
No, they're just pissed bored of you talking about it. Yeah, all right, Curious, whatever, mate. Yeah, it's flat. Fuck off.
Want to talk about it, but they also don't think that it's not possible. So that's what I'm noticing. And so the last bit of evidence that they're holding on to would be NASA stuff, which is always
the lies they're telling. Yeah, let's go into space and talk about NASA, because then we can question any sort of shit that goes on in space that people can't verify because they've never been to space, and pretend that they're just believing what NASA tells them, because nothing in the sky works for you people. Nothing we can see works for any of you now that people have actually documented stuff in the South that you all pretended, the dishonesty of shite, to be living in Australia and to have that map on the wall behind him and pretend the sun is circling Polaris. And the audacity that he's got to laugh at anybody else whilst having that opinion. Vicious Cycle, cheers, mate. We gifted a load of memberships there. I don't know, 10 memberships. Nice one, Vicious. I'll be doing some more members-only content soon. And obviously, you've got all those emojis. I'll be getting some more of them. It doesn't have lips. I think I made that one, didn't I? That's the only one I made. Because I'm fucking terrible at it.
It doesn't have lips!
There you go.
this space shuttle launch, or this thing is happening out there on Mars, or something is coming our way, or there's photographs of this new planet, or this, you know, there's constantly feeding that to us. How do you handle that when you're debating?
When they bring up, when they bring up the photos and images from Narnia, right? All I do is I show them that you can't have an Earth basically non-enclosed, sitting adjacent next to a near perfect vacuum.
I gotta read it. Ain't a super chat, but he's just dropped 10 memberships. I'm gonna read his comment now. It's just like, oh, it doesn't have lips, it's just nose. Exactly. Doesn't nose that. Imagine if Vika Draziv was nosing down. That'd be a fucking disaster.
Guys, all I do is I bring up an entropy experiment, which is basically it's got a tube, it's got a valve, and then another container, 2 containers. One's got gas, one's got a vacuum, and a valve between it. And then every time that valve is open, the gas rushes into the vacuum, up and away from gravity. Gravity doesn't keep it down. And then I basically show that to them, and I'm like, well, if we're an infinitesimal small dot, like in the pale blue dot that we've seen from like Carl Sagan or whatever, if that's truly the Earth, and that's high pressure gas sitting adjacent to that near perfect vacuum of infinite size.
Oh my word, is he doing the gas pressure next to a container argument? Like this guy, how this is if the final experiment hadn't happened, this bloke would be fucking nowhere. The fact is, everybody with a brain or a semi-brain has fucked off, right? And people like this dickhead is left, and he's still making the entry-level arguments of Eric Dubay from 2014. Gas pressure next to a container.
That tiny little dot's gas would just go into the vacuum, we'd all be dead.
Unless there's a gradient, because the gas is being pulled down by something. You know this shite because I've seen you be debunked on it, like I've seen you get debunked on every other fucking topic that you could ever bring up. I don't know if you don't know you're being debunked because you're thick as shit, or if you just pretend it didn't happen because you like the popularity you've got because it's the only time in the world anyone's ever wanted to talk to you.
So therefore, any photos, videos, live feeds from Narnia don't
It doesn't have lips!
Narnia is a magical place that doesn't exist, just like the space vacuum.
And so how do you like to explain satellites? Does that come? I would imagine that comes up quite a bit.
Well, yeah, when they...
Shite looks in pain. Like if you look at Shite's face, he looks in pain all the time. Like it probably is in pain all the time, to be fair. Like he's probably crushing his own bollocks sitting like that. He's got his 8 bellies hanging over his bollocks in that chair. That's why he keeps rocking backwards and forwards. He's got his moobs. He's got his moobs weighing down on his stomachs, and then his stomach's weighing down on his bollocks, and his bollocks are being crushed against the chair by his mass because gravity is pulling it all down.
They bring that up. I'm just like straight up. I'm like, well, first of all, that doesn't have anything to do with the shape of the Earth. You can have things suspended up on a flat Earth. It doesn't really prove anything. But I show them that they've admitted to having satellites on balloons since the 60s, like Project Echo, Project Loon. Also, if you look up Thunderhead balloon systems, they admit that they put these things up there. And we've actually had a recent Flat Earth on TikTok find one of these actual devices that are...
No, you haven't.
Well, then shut up, you dumb fuck!
...up there on balloons. And he tracked it back to GLONASS satellites, which are Russian-based satellites, and they're all on balloons. We now have a tracking website where we look at the website and all of these so-called satellites.
Cleavage K still knocking about. Hello, Cleavage. Cleavage says this is for Jim. Now this is for me, Cleavage. Cheers, but thanks, Jim. Just if Jim needs any fucking money, fucking hell, Jim is like. Jim hates Elon Musk because they're rivals in wealth. That's what I think.
It's on balloons, all of them.
Yep.
Which, again, NASA owns the majority of the helium.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely. And they've been running the balloon program again since since they started. Honestly, and I've got some fun videos on my channel, and some of the they can launch. They're not even shy about it. They can launch payloads up to 4 tons, which is about 8,000 pounds. I don't know. You have to divide that for kilos, but 8,000 pounds. If you can launch something that's 2.5 cars worth of weight up there, what are you using the rockets for? It's that
billionaire. You're going to buy X off of because X looks like it's about to get banned in the UK, but if Billionaire bought it, I reckon it'd stay.
Exactly. Other than to siphon money off into whatever you want. So if you're sending a satellite up there, you may be...
I'm sorry to do this, but DJ Curious.
You just made the list!
Paying a rocket company but you're not doing anything with them. It's being launched by a balloon somewhere, and even then, I think they're probably hijacking the frequency. Because from what I understand, I
Gas go
spoke
down,
with,
go boom, boom,
one of the
my friend.
VPs from I think it was a company out of California called Interorbital, and they were one of the launch people. You know, the very few rocket companies in the world that'll launch a satellite for you. But they say, and I said, well, don't you have to file something with NASA before? They go, no, but we do have to file something with this agency. I can't remember what it was called off the top of my head. I can't remember the call letters for it, but they have to file it like almost a year in advance. Everything about the satellite, every single thing you have to register with this government agency in advance. I go, wow, that's plenty of time for the government to set up whatever you want. So you send the rocket up there, and then when you think the data is coming through, the government transmits it from wherever they want, and they transmit exactly what you're looking for. It's like, oh, success. Because once it gets out of visual range, you don't know. Here, let me play this. I've got this video queued up. You ready?
I'm ready. God damn it, I'm ready. Hit me with this goddamn evidence. Oh, look, it's Megan in the house.
I want to share this with you guys really fast. You'll love it.
Yep.
So I'll turn off the music for it. The music was by Chip Baker, even though I really enjoyed the music. But it is a video that I released.
Mark Sargent. With the ridiculous map that's been debunked and some feathers around it for some fucking reason. What the fuck is with the feathers around the outside? I never understood the feathers.
God, years ago. And Flat Earth looks at airplane tracking software. It's not very long, and finds something missing. Okay, so I want to, and this is for you, man. So let me cue forward a little bit. So an average day in the life of the airline industry, right? And this, sped up, obviously. And when you see a plane, every time when we're at the airport, the planes take off slowly. But watch this. I mean, the planes go really, really at a high rate of climb.
Yeah, because I ain't sped up at all this video.
When they take off, like straight up, right? And then when they
have to go straight up, where they'll crash into the building, won't they?
And when they get up there, then they level off. And
Big Fish, what's the score?
I'm going to show you this. Yeah, cruising altitude. Why they level off at a high cruising altitude? Because it's thin air up there, and they can travel faster because there's less resistance, so they can save on fuel. Okay, so the tracking software. A lot of people have seen this. This is something like FlightAware. Right, these are all the planes. And the time of the day is set over there on the left hand side. So that's 4 a.m. pushing 5 a.m. and now 6 a.m. and so on. And you can see
5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m.
The planes leaving, most of the traffic comes out of the eastern corridor because most of the population in the United States is in the east. And, by the time we...
Do you think you're hard? I will slap your face.
We're about 10 a.m. right now. Planes are just freaking going everywhere, right? Kind of fun. See all the major cities there, the Northwest, California. There's not much happening up in Montana and those places. But
there's not much going on in Montana. Them be the flyover states.
Watch this. They'll turn the
112 people, 58 likes. It's insulting. Please smash that thumbs up button for me, and let's get some idiots in here. Thanks, guys.
Sideways in a second. So when they're saying that 5,000 aircraft over a major aircraft.
If Mark, I don't care about this bollocks. If Mark Sargent watches this back to see me going over his show, I don't want to. I understand he's had a dry 85 years, right, of life so far. I want to give him at least something to put in the wank bank. So this is some foxes I recorded once. There you go. Fox porn.
Over Air America at any given time, right? Nothing special there. But when you turn it sideways, that's the part where I kind of took notice of this. Oh, by the way, the stuff that's going to Europe that looks like it's coming off the corner of the northeast corner of the United States, that should be going hit straight over to Europe. By the way, on a flat map, why is it just continue?
Is it? I had to quickly run to the restroom once I recorded that.
Continuing to go northeast. Okay.
The highest room.
So watch this.
The man's room.
So now this is exaggerated, obviously, because to show, to make
some serious fucking action from Mr. and Mrs. Fox.
Sure you can show the distance. But when they get up to certain altitudes, they're just flying in an absolute straight line.
Wonder what that is, Mark.
Right? They're not deviating at all. So like in this case, that's FedEx. So the green flights are now FedEx. That's UPS. They all do the same thing. They get up to a certain altitude, they fly perfectly flat, and then they drop down. And while
he's literally filming the fountains outside the Bellagio in Vegas there. That's what that is.
I was watching this, all of a sudden occurred to me, and I'll pause it when we get to the end, right? Do you notice anything, by the way? Either of you notice anything about this map?
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't words a sentence.
They're definitely flying in
You can't words a sentence.
a flat straight line. That's hilarious.
Yeah, and the map is flat. I'm going to pause it right there. The map is flat. That's the whole United States. The whole United States is thousands of miles across. You should see the curvature of the Earth, right? So in this case, I say
it doesn't have lips. Wasn't that because someone was saying the globe says or something like that, or something says this, and Oakley was like, it can't have said that. It doesn't have lips, or should I say that he can't have said that because
it doesn't have lips.
The map doesn't show any curve, and neither do any of the planes, right? Well, that's a problem because the raw data. So I got to mention this: at 2,400 miles, there should be 600 miles of curve. That's 3 million feet, right? If the world was a globe, then why not use?
If the globe was a globe,
the raw curve.
There's a sentence for you.
Curved data instead of making it flat. So the data that they drew off of here, remember, if it was a globe, it would all be curved. So when you had to put it for this,
what is curved? What I want to know is what is curved?
To make it, to show this, you had to actually flatten out the United States. Why would you do that? Why not just use the curved United States? You've got all the data for it, unless
sounds like cognitive dissonance to me, mate.
The data was flat to begin with.
Yeah,
see what I mean?
Well, then shut up, you dumb fuck.
So
yeah, well, that's just a coincidence, though.
That's just a coincidence. Yeah, that they
say he talks bollocks.
Make the map perfectly flat, and they actually had to alter the software to make it flat instead of using the raw curve software. Anyway,
they just flatten it out because it's easier on a flat baseline. So they just cartoon it. For that reason.
Again, I'm watching this. I'm trying to tell people, and your average, like you could have told your physicist friend to be like, "Oh, that's just that's made it easier to show."
Yeah, angels of shite laughing at a physicist. Fucking hell, these people are just unbearable. It's like going to the dentist and getting a filling, and then going, "Oh, that guy, I don't know what he's doing." He didn't dip the needle when he injected my gum.
It would be scientifically dishonest. No difference, and I don't want to get off on a rant here. No different.
Shut up, then.
That when Neil Tyson, God bless that man, when he came on stage and he said that the Red Bull jump was scientifically dishonest because you cannot see the curve from 130,000 feet. And yet they used a fisheye lens, and he mentioned a fisheye lens to exaggerate the curve. And I talked to producers, and the producers said, and I asked him, I go, why would you use such a curved lens? They go, because it's a better shot. It's a more dramatic shot. It makes it look like they're higher than they actually are. I go, but it's dishonest. And again, they repeat it, but it's
not a curved lens. Oh, must I do this? If they're talking about the curve on the lens, let's have a look here. That, for instance, is a rectilinear lens above the Earth. From a non-NASA person, I've shown this to many flat earthers, and they pretend to tell me that is the edges of the disc, because that is would still make it curved. So that this blue line here is the ice wall. Yes, they actually say that to me. What cracks me up about the cowardly lion that kept trying to debate me was that he had videos, and you'll see there is curvature no matter where this is on the screen, because it's a rectilinear lens, and he was trying to pretend to me that everything that's ever been done from space, from a rocket launch or whatever, or balloon, is always flat, because everything that he does is on a fisheye lens. Everything that he's ever seen, because that's all he gets shown, because they are ignorant as fuck. So if you are watching there, Mr. Cowardly Mad Lion, debunk my stuff the next time you go live. I dare you. You can't. I've got 100 videos of flat horizon. There you go. Debunked. Look it up. Kip Deridus or something is his name. The video is called 56 miles, 90 kilometers above Earth, successful amateur rocket launch. Everywhere you look, it is curved. Show me the curve, show me the curve. The amount of times I've had that said to me, and then I show that, and they don't care. They don't give a shit. I've got, for some reason, this has gone back in time now. I need to jump forward. I don't know why it done that. Does anyone remember the timestamp I was on before? Was it there?
Like the way I run my live is basically I'm up there with a little.
Seen this. This is something. Right. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So which video do you want me to do?
It's the one above the last one you just played.
Flat versus globe Coriolis debate.
Yeah, Coriolis denier. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, give us score updates, Fish. Cheers.
Hopefully I got it. And 1 second. I gotta turn the sound on. And let's share this baby.
Here we go. I've got a super chat here that I've just spotted. From Bobby T64. £5 is pounds. Hello, Bobby. Fox Noise woke Fox Noise woke my dog, and he ran to the window, jumping. I'm sorry, jumping over the coffee table, spilling my beer and soaking the coffee. Well, you know, I'll do it again if it gets me another £5. Nice one, mate. Cheers, Bobby. Good stuff.
All right.
And that is proven fact, not up for debate.
Well, you heard it first. Now here comes the part where he denies it over and over.
So if I put a airplane flying at the equator east, going 500 miles per hour, and the Earth is spinning 1,000, does the airplane lag behind?
That's not Coriolis.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Coriolis is the apparent deflection of an object moving in a rotating system.
Okay, so it lagging behind, that's not Coriolis.
Does the Earth have Coriolis?
Yes.
So if I let go of a helium balloon, does the Earth rotate under it? Does it deviate?
Not very much, because it's going up. There is some Coriolis enacting on a balloon as it rises through the atmosphere, but there's not going to be very much.
So there's no Coriolis on the flying airplane, but there is Coriolis on the balloon that's going up. Yeah, cool story, bro.
Does the atmosphere move with the...
I'll tell you where there's Coriolis shot. On storms. How about that?
Yeah, or does it move separate?
It moves with the Earth, yes.
So no Coriolis.
How did you get that?
If the atmosphere is moving perfectly in lockstep, is that what you're saying? It moves in perfect lockstep. At all altitudes.
I mean, there's jet streams, but yes, it moves with the Earth, yes.
Jet streams and trade winds go in opposite directions. They refute your Coriolis. But clouds move in all directions.
Correct, because they're moving in relation to the atmosphere. The atmosphere itself is moving this way, but things can move within the atmosphere.
So the atmosphere moves in perfect lockstep, but clouds move in all directions.
Shut up, bitch!
Wow.
So if we hover a helicopter, does the Earth rotate under it and it deviates?
So that's not Coriolis, because the Coriolis
Yes,
only
it
is
is.
affected by things moving.
Oh, kind of like that airplane that you denied Coriolis on.
Okay, you can recreate Coriolis on a merry-go-round, right?
Correct.
If you hover a drone above a spinning merry-go-round, does the merry-go-round spin under the drone?
Is the drone moving with the merry-go-round?
If it was, there'd be no Coriolis. There'd be no Coriolis effect.
Okay, that's not Coriolis, though.
Yes, it is.
So the atmosphere moving with the Earth is not Coriolis.
Yeah, exactly like I said earlier. If the atmosphere moves with the Earth,
They won't even say Atmos, but what they don't realise is they're putting an S in it, which is the first word of sphere. So they should really call it Atmo if they want to be cunts.
Shut up, bitch!
there's no Coriolis.
Well, the Earth is really, really big, and everything is already moving with it. And the
So there's no
atmosphere,
Coriolis.
that's not what the Coriolis is, dude.
What is the Coriolis? Define it.
So the Coriolis is when you are moving in relation to the Earth as it spins. Okay.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah, kind of like that airplane he denied Coriolis on.
So I'm spinning it on the axis. As we move from one place to another, the Earth is going to have a certain amount of spin while we're in the air. And that is because we're moving from latitude along the latitude lines. Because the helicopter is not moving in relation to the Earth, it does not experience Coriolis.
Okay. Oh, great. So we move it north. Does the Earth rotate under it?
A little bit, yeah.
This guy just legit makes shit up.
A little bit.
We move the helicopter north. It rotates under the helicopter.
Look at Shite laughing at himself in the corner. I got him with that one.
Helicopter. We fly a plane north. The Earth doesn't rotate under the
Like he hasn't already wanked to this clip 300 times.
plane.
Are you serious? You know that the equator is moving 460 meters a second or 1,500 feet per second at the equator, right?
Yes.
You can see it in his eyes.
The airplane is flying over the equator north to south.
Shite is so proud of it. It's so cringe. I just watch Shite all the time in the top corner there, watching himself and like looking for the reactions of the others. Does Mark Sargent like that bit? Did I make him laugh there? Let's have a look.
Shut up, bitch!
Does the equator spin 1,500 feet sideways under the airplane?
In relation to the airplane, no.
But in relation to the helicopter, yes.
In an airplane, they're not going to correct for Coriolis because they have to correct for wind more than Coriolis.
Does the sniper have to adjust for Coriolis?
Slightly, yeah, depending on the directions they shoot.
What up, please? Chaka chaka.
So an airplane that flies over the Earth thousands of miles doesn't have to account for Coriolis. But a bullet that's in the air for 2 seconds has to account for Coriolis.
Yes, because when we're shooting with this,
Yeah, you said it rotates under the.
I mean, he probably explained that perfectly, but Shite just clipped the thing there, so no one got to hear that.
Stop saying that.
Bullet, right? Does it?
Slightly, yeah.
Does it rotate under the airplane?
Slightly, yeah.
Oh, so now it does rotate under the airplane.
Is 10 feet to a plane that can correct while it's flying a lot?
Yeah, it could miss the runway.
Yeah, but we're correcting the entire time.
Oh, so now the airplane is correcting the entire time now. It doesn't move with the atmosphere anymore.
I thought you said planes don't adjust for Coriolis.
They adjust for wind more.
So
they don't
cringe.
like say, oh, this is the Coriolis adjustment.
Oh, so now they're not constantly adjusting. They just fly.
You're supposed to be telling me where the Earth has Coriolis, not where it doesn't.
It does have Coriolis. It's just not enough to matter.
Not enough to matter, but snipers have to adjust for it.
So maybe change the subject.
Yeah, one
If you look over a helium balloon at the equator, the Earth rotates under the helium balloon 460 meters. Yes or
Got it.
no?
So is the helium balloon still in the atmosphere?
Yeah.
Then no, it does not, because it's
so
moving
no
with
Coriolis.
the atmosphere. No,
Yeah,
so
no Coriolis.
you can just not understand what Coriolis is. That's fine. There is going to be a little bit of Coriolis, but really not enough to be measurable.
Oh, but he just told everybody earlier that snipers have to account for it. Okay, cool story, bro.
Yeah. The I was gonna say that.
Why don't storms cross the equator, Hakeem?
So a physicist that doesn't
So now, who scored, Steve?
fly and another physicist who doesn't shoot. And yeah, again, I've had a number. I mean, just about every military guy that has shot anything bigger than a rifle. And even though CNN and major news outlets would love to say every once in a while they'll run a story at least twice a year, the sniper made an amazing shot and he had to take into account the curvature of the earth and sometimes the Coriolis effect, depending on what their mood was. But everything else firing way longer than a sniper. I don't care if it's a cannon, if it's a tank.
Yep, meteorology questions. Explain. Why would that be? What's the equator on a flat Earth? What does it do? What's the significance of it?
If it's a missile, if it's a torpedo, whatever, they all have.
Fucking hell, he finally scored.
Have to account for it, even though the manual.
What do you think of him, Big Fish?
Will say, oh yeah, it might be there, but in practice, nobody uses it ever. I have never talked to a military guy once that said they worked it into a firing solution.
Do you know what's funny though? Every time I've debated.
So Matthew, you're going to do the usual flat Earth thing and answer a question with a question. Tell me why storms rotate one way in the south, the other way in the north, and never cross the equator. Can you? No, you can't. So don't deflect to other stupid weather questions because you can't answer the one that you can't answer.
A so-called sniper or person who fires firearms on my live, and right,
jet streams. Yeah, the equator is significant on a flat plane, is it?
they come up and they tell me, "Oh, but I just."
A still non-rotating flat plane has a significant equator. Why?
For Coriolis, and I say all I say to them is, "What was the Coriolis formula used?" And they can never tell me.
Right. Well, oh no. Next time you ask them, because I shoot. I ask him this. What scope did you use?
Good job in the moon landing debate the other day, Matt. That wasn't embarrassing at all.
Because every scope that I've ever used, not that I'm supposed to.
Table manners, you are all scum.
Guns. Every scope that this is hypothetical. Every scope that I've ever used has windage and elevation. That's it. That's all there is. There's windage and elevation. There is no Coriolis effect. There is no curvature of the earth. It's not there. So yeah, but the snipers, people can relate to that. But yet a cannon apparently is a mystery to people. You're firing 30 miles with a cannon. You're absolutely going to have to take that.
Sexual intercourse is a mystery to you, Sergeant Mark Private.
For those of you who don't understand, really quick. What that would mean is, here's the reason why the Coriolis effect is important. If the Earth is spinning 1,000 miles an hour at the equator...
God, they don't understand. They've got no idea that it's not 1,000 miles an hour like that. How don't they know this? 1 turn per day.
Fine, everybody knows that, right? I mean, give or take 1,000 miles an hour. It's closer to 1,100, but whatever. That means that it's slower as you go north or south. It's less. So in America, it would be, we'll just say hypothetically, 700 miles an hour, give or take. That means that if you're shooting something long range, not only do you have to know windage and elevation, you have to know where on the map you are, because if you're shooting in the northern hemisphere above the equator, you might have to account for the Coriolis effect. No one ever does that. It would make artillery so much harder. It would take missiles firing solutions way longer to calculate. Anyway.
Do you know what's also hilarious when I use on them? You know, they say, okay, yeah, a sniper has to adjust for Coriolis. I'm like,
Hakeem, do you want to say something interesting? There. All right. That is the storms in the last 100 years. That's what they look like. There's the equator in the middle. Tell me how. Tell me if there's no Coriolis or anything, why that would happen. Look at that. Give me your best bollocks excuse for that. Tell me why this would be significant in any way on any disk that doesn't move. What is stopping these coming this way and these going that way? I will wait.
Great, okay. So if we hover in a hot air balloon, does the Earth rotate under us? And they say no, right?
Right.
I'm like, okay, great. Let's take the sniper, put him in the hot air balloon. He takes a shot. Are you trying to tell me it's going to rotate under the bullet, but not
Jet
the hot air balloon he's in?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He doesn't. He does.
Mic drop.
Yeah, he does not know. There was a wonderful, I can't remember if it was last year or the year before. There was a, they every once in a while someone will try to do a world record sniper shot, and by that, when you go for world records, you're basically lobbing it, right? You're just firing at a really high angle.
No, Angels of Shite is not from the UK. He's from Australia, which is even more embarrassing because Angels of Shite can look out of. Is that your favourite now, Spin?
Got it.
Angels of Shite can look out of his window and see the sun setting from right to left. What time would it be? Or rising. Right now, probably. And just ignores it because he's got the Gleason's map on his wall that tells him it would go left to right. He doesn't care. That's how honest he is.
And hope that it falls on. You're basically falling on the target, right? And it took them, I don't know how many shots, a lot of shots to hit it, but they never took into account. All they cared about was windage and elevation and some barometric pressure and maybe temperature of the area they were shooting. I can't remember if it was the world record shot. Peanut, look that up for me if you get a chance. I can't remember if it was it 5? Was it 6 miles? 5 miles? Crap, I can't remember the length of the shot. But the point was is they should have at the very.
Matthew, please don't pretend to not understand. If you're looking west, the sun will come from right to left in the south and left to right in the north, both looking west. That's what I mean. Don't pretend that you don't understand what I'm saying because you have absolutely no answer for it. Because that'd be fucking lame.
Sniper, if an army sniper or whoever it is, whoever they're talking to, has to take into account at a mile shot. Hang on, Peanut says what? 4.4. There you go, 4.4 miles. Yeah, that's the record. If you have to take into Coriolis effect at 1 mile, you're really taking it into effect at 4 miles, and they didn't. So what happened? So are you
another dickhead, Hakeem? If you're talking to me saying that I'm lying, are you another person pretending that the sun doesn't set right to left in the south? Why don't you go to the south and see, rather than pretending everybody's lying to you? Go and see.
Using a custom 416 Barrett. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Oh yeah, 416. Yeah. Oh wow, they necked it down from 50 to 41. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, so they used a lighter, basically a Barrett 50 cal, and they necked it down to because they had to make the smallest thing that'll carry the
most
range. And, anyway,
you know what's a funny one as well? I've actually gotten a few globies to say that planes fly backwards, and the way I do it is I say to them, okay, so your Earth is spinning east 1,000 miles an hour at the equator.
Yeah.
So let's put a plane flying at the equator east, same direction as the Earth is spinning, but the plane's only going to go 500 miles an hour.
Right.
Does the airplane moonwalk
be all right? It's 2 legs anyway, ain't it, fish?
Walk backwards. I've gotten some people to say yes to that.
Sure. Or hell, ask them have them define escape velocity, which is okay. So a commercial plane doesn't get break escape velocity.
You think the sun doesn't do the opposite in the north than it does in the south? And you're calling anyone else dumb?
Velocity, meaning it can actually.
You think the sun moves south to north? Sets. Do you not understand what I'm saying? Sets.
Break away from the gravity of the Earth, but an SR-71 can. But what about a general fighter plane? Because
you can't be this stupid. Maybe you are. I don't know.
They're kind of in between. So what when a fighter, no one ever talked to it. By the way, the bullet, little fun fact that Peanut threw in there for me, that world record shot, 4.4 miles, it took 24 seconds to land. If you don't think they're taking in the Coriolis effect, you are dreaming. Unless, of course, there is no Coriolis effect.
You can't even be angry with Matthew Hakeem because he's so unbelievably thick that he doesn't understand anything. And I probably believe him that he really doesn't understand what I'm saying. So you've got to kind of think, oh, well, he's just thick. That's it. He's not being dishonest. He's just thick as shit.
Because
that's any better, but
24 seconds, that's ridiculously long. That's a long, long time to wait for a freaking bullet.
That's a long time.
Long time. So, yeah, again, that's what bored Americans do.
But again, you got to remember, this is why I also give that example of the spinning merry-go-round, because if you're going to hover a drone above the spinning merry-go-round, it's going to move underneath. You're going to have this sort of effect happening.
Bug roll.
Right.
But so, I mean, you take away the merry-go-round, replace it with the Earth, and now we've suddenly got a stationary Earth, right?
Right. Short version, but anybody out there listening, the Earth is not moving in any capacity. Not only is it not flat, it's not moving at all. So, but the average person isn't going to know that.
Studied the analemma. I've got videos that I could show you on the analemma, but you would just deny them and say, yeah, I don't care anyway, because Caleb told me it does this and that'll do for me.
Because they believe not.
You're beyond pathetic. Beyond pathetic.
To go off on a little jag, they believe the world that is presented to them, and it's presented to them by men in lab coats, and obviously the men in the lab coats are smarter than you, so you should listen to everything they talk about, and they never make mistakes ever, especially
of course you don't watch anyone else, do you, Matthew? You come up with it all on your own.
In 2020.
Yeah, but you know what else I find hilarious, right?
What?
If all the globies actually knew their own paradigm, then they would know that geocentrism, meaning Earth stationary sense of creation,
right,
kinematically equal to the heliocentric paradigm, meaning.
Hang on a minute. Matthew just said this to me.
I'm watching you.
Not creepy at all.
It's equally as valid for us to just say, we see the stuff moving in the sky, we're stationary. That's equally as valid to heliocentrism. And it actually has to be because of the Michelson-Morley experiment that they did where they couldn't detect the motion of the Earth.
Right.
So Einstein came in to save the day. Instead of saying, oh, shit, well, I guess the Earth ain't moving, they religiously have to discard that because of...
CMS, he's moved on from that. He's a flat earther. He's never going to stay on a point that he doesn't understand. He's just going to deflect to other things that he also doesn't understand, but hopes that you also don't understand. Here we go. So Simon Hansen here, super chat for $5 New Zealand says sunrise is just south of east and sets just south of west in New Zealand at the moment. Why is that then, Hakeem? Why would it be south at all in New Zealand? Please explain. Bet you can't. Bet you don't care that you can't.
The Copernican principle, they have to avoid geocentrism and they have to come up with an excuse as to why or how the Earth is still moving, but you can't detect it.
Right. Or Airy's failure, which I love so much, which is, again, I love his quote, either I'm wrong or the Earth's not moving. Right. It's like I must be wrong because the Earth's obviously moving. You know, there was so much peer pressure coming at him. It's like we all know the Earth's moving, so obviously my theory is blown to hell.
Yeah. Perspective distortion. Of course. Yeah. There's always some bollocks excuse. I've got to do this, Hakeem. Yeah. Do you remember that fat wrestler back in the day called Hakeem? That's what you remind me of. Hakeem!
You just made the list!
Hakeem!
You just made the list again!
That's like, unless the Earth's not moving, right? You know that.
But also, even with Marconi, the transmission he sent in the late 1800s was, I believe it was over 2,000 miles.
Yep.
And they were all calling him a madman. They're like, you know, the Earth's curve is going to block that, right?
Right.
And he did it. He did it anyway, and it worked, right? So instead of saying, "Oh, well, I guess the Earth's flat," no. So now there's a thing in the sky now,
the African tree. Exactly. Yeah.
Bouncing signals back down to the Earth called the ionosphere, and now it's suddenly a globe again.
Yeah. I have talked to and I do want you to keep doing, but I want to mention this really quick because we're on that topic. I had a couple Navy guys come to me, one in particular that met me at Colorado Springs years ago, he was part of the bridge crew, and he was talking about radar stuff, and he was going, you know, every once in a while something will happen on the with the radar screens that we can't explain.
I'm going to get through this.
One time they were on the west side of Japan.
I don't think I'm going to do it.
Quite a ways away from Japan, and they were tracking a plane on the east side of Japan. On the
Fuck off, Sergeant. Right, anyway, in the life here says, for $2.99 says, Angels is geostationary. He's getting. I think you're being generous to the man there. He has swinging breasticles.
We're talking over the water across on the other side of the island in Japan. And I mean, we're talking over 1,000 miles, way beyond this particular ship's radar range. And they look at each other. It's like, can we confirm this? And they'd call ahead. They call some of the other operating bases that were ahead. It's like, we're tracking a plane, blah, blah, blah. And they'd be like, you can see that? It's like, yeah. Just checking. Thanks. Bye. Right. And
I've already had one this week, but Matthew Hakeem.
Cunt of the week. Cunt of the week. It's time for Cunt of the week.
Sounds like cognitive dissonance to
usually
me,
during
mate.
An extremely calm day with almost no weather, and
Yeah, that's when they try to claim refraction helps them, right? On a clear day.
Right. And but the thing was, they shouldn't be able to say, and they just be like, everyone would do the same thing. It's like, well, shrug their shoulders, like just one of those things, I guess, because they don't know what they're seeing, which is like, no. You're seeing something because your radar now has an unusual line of sight that it didn't have before.
Line of sight is what I call it. Real Arnold says, Angels are shot as bingo arms. Bingo wings, we call them here. Right. That's what he's got. Bingo chins as well. Bingo stomachs, bingo legs, bingo toes.
Before. And again, people didn't understand until, we came along and said, oh yeah, unless the earth, isn't moving and it's flat. And they'd be like, what? No, it
You know
can't
what's another crazy one, Mark? It's so crazy on TikTok right now.
Hakeem, can you link me to your debate with Blitz? I'd love to cover that.
Now that I literally have compilations of globies. What I say to them is, if you duck behind a hill, can I see you? Right? And they say
Right.
no. And then I'm like, okay, let's add refraction to the hill. Can I see you now? And they say yes.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I've got compilations of this now.
Yeah.
It's getting pretty crazy. So this is the funny part, right? They claim that we have no flat earth evidence. I present them the flat earth evidence, and then now they're telling me that the things in the photo is not there. It's behind the curve.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. And of course, none of these discussions would be taking place at all if the camera technology based on science, camera technology didn't get so much better in the last 20, 30 years to where I joked I'd be.
Yeah, send me the clip. The clip of Hakeem and Blitz. I'd love to see that.
You could have one of the most expensive cameras in the world 30 years ago. You still wouldn't be able to do anything. But now you can pick a phone camera.
Got 101 people in here, 81 likes. Come and hit that like, hit that thumbs up, people. Hakeem, hit that thumbs down.
And zoom in on something on a boat that is clearly gone.
The African dream. Hakeem.
And you can pull it back into frame. And I know scientists like, you're not pulling it back into frame. I go, you're right. It just shows up because we're now zooming in on it. And every time, again, the arguments as well as anybody. What kills me is what stress anybody out there. It's like, they show the sailboat, the boat's just disappearing from the hull up. I go, is there any wind at all? Is it a clear day? Because if there's any wind at all, you're screwed. There's nothing you can do to.
I've stopped listening to these. Has anyone else stopped listening to? I've kind of zoned out Shite and Sergeant. Every time I look at Shite, he looks arrogant about something. DJ Curious is just sitting there, really. Sergeant's got porn on and Smurf t-shirts on the other screens. And Shite has still got his knob out.
To get around that. But if it's a really nice day, which is why it's so great to shoot over ice. And by the way, why doesn't refraction work over ice?
What's the face?
Yeah,
Right.
that's a pretty insane claim to claim where there's like basically no refraction happening.
Yeah.
There's the most refraction happening is insane. But that's what they've done. They've twisted it. They've
Water. You wonder about water mountains.
They've taken the way we see and called it curvature.
Yeah.
And then they're saying on a clear day there's more refraction.
Right.
But on a clear day you just see further.
And refraction can also
brilliant.
control lasers. We can fire lasers, but
Steve Fisher. Steve Fisher says if Angels of Shite tries to look at his cock for a P1 million, will he be able to bring it back over the curve of his belly? I will I'd actually ask him if I ever get to talk to him again. But I don't think I will somehow. He doesn't like me very much. Wonder why. I've always been really nice to him.
Fraction will adjust for the laser, no matter what it is, and bend the laser to where we get our expected results. Sure.
The answer is whatever it needs to be for the Earth to still be a globe, and that's the answer.
Yeah. Yeah.
The irony.
It's unfortunate, but again, I will put forth to anybody. Again, this shuts down a lot of people, which is, can you see the curvature from an airplane or a balloon or a mountain or whatever? You're the people that say, "Oh, I can see it from the beach."
It's Hakeem. See him there? There he is. Let's just.
It's a panoramic video of Southern California from up in the hills. It shows that it is flat. I watched it on my big screen TV at home, and I used a piece of yarn. I paused it, and I put a piece of yarn along the TV. It's perfectly flat. So that's evidence right there. Okay.
The face. The thing is that he believes he's proud of that clip, probably. Oh my God. Yarn. It's a piece of yarn.
It's like, okay. And then I throw him Neil Tyson's thing or anybody else. And he should have never said it. Thank you, Neil, by the way. You helped us more than you hurt us. That he says you cannot see the curvature at 130,000 feet. What's more interesting, he didn't expand on that. He should have. It's like, okay, well, what altitude can you see curvature at? Because if it's not 130,000 feet, what is it? He didn't offer that.
You don't see the curve. You don't see it.
You don't.
The way he does it is just drives me nuts.
You don't see it.
Don't see the curve.
The man, I will give credit where credit is due. Neil Tyson is a great stage performer, and it's unfortunate that good or bad, that he got tied with physics. He could have been a public speaker in any venue. He could have been a stand-up comedian. He could have been a motivational speaker. He could have gone on tour with Tony Robbins. He could have done all sorts of things, but he chose physics, or they chose him, one of the two. And luckily for us, he has no
the whole
understudy,
thing?
which is great. There's nobody to back him up.
It's the way he says things. It's the way he says things like that. For instance, that again, going back to the Coriolis thing, it's the way, like, just look at how he talks, right? He's like, the winning field goal from the Cincinnati Bengals was aided. Like the way he's talking, it's like he's captivating his audience.
Hey, that's good.
They love picking on DeGrasse. Nobody actually gives a single fuck about what he says. There's just some science communicator that happens to be on TV a lot. Right? So everything he says should be taken completely literally. When he's just like, when he says things like the Red Bull jump and stuff, and that shit's flat or whatever he said there, what he's saying is it's really hard to determine anything. He's back. What you got for us, Matthew?
American accent too.
Did you conveniently leave when I played your clip? Shall I play it again?
Yeah.
With the yarn.
He's got dramatic effect. No, he's got
the perfect Neil deGrasse American accent.
He's got. I cross him between two older comedians, actually. One being Bill Cosby. He's got that sort of warm sort of vibe, that smile thing, and he's also got Sinbad. Between those two, that's what I don't know if he's deliberate, and that's his age group. I don't know if he's drawing off of both of them, but he has good stage presence, and which is why it's like, look, most physicists, which is why, and DJ knows this, which is why when I criticize producers, I go, why do you keep putting Bill Nye on television? Why are you asking Bill Nye about quantum mechanics and the Mars rover and climate change? Why? And they go,
looks the part.
And it's the same as why people are why you're asking Angels of Shite about the shape of the Earth, because this is TV, right? YouTube is TV now. Like all these people with the mainstream media, YouTube is, everybody watches YouTube. Not everybody watches TV, right?
Yeah, but it's because real physicists are horrible on camera.
Oh, yeah.
They are terrible. They are dry. They are nothing but nerds that they have no personality. They can't, it's so tough to find. And they go, Bill Nye.
Nerds. Mark Sargent just called someone a nerd.
People know this guy is. So we just give him a script and we say, look, talk about climate change. Talk about quantum mechanics. And people are like, yeah, I grew up with him. He was like my Saturday morning cartoon. See, I made it full circle of Saturday morning cartoons. But it was.
Yeah, because you still sit there bashing one out to say. Oh, God. Mark Private.
Bill Nye. He was on the Disney.
I'll agree with you there, Hakeem. But what about Angel? What Hakeem? What do you think about Angels of Shite?
Disney Channel, and it's like, oh God. So yeah, but luckily, yeah, Neil Tyson has no understudy. So Neil, keep doing what you're doing.
So we covered space. Yeah, he definitely has those.
Well, he's okay. Even when he was sucking off Oakley, was you proud of that moment when he was begging? The way he goes around begging to be everybody's friend, it's a bit embarrassing, isn't it? I'd hate to be in that cult.
Clips are just infamous now in Flat Earth. But so we covered space, not great.
Who's on the list? They're both. Hakeem's already on the list. Angels is on the list. Curious is on the list. Peanut Gallery. I've got to put him on the list. Where's the list? I haven't done that yet. I didn't realize it was a person. Peanut Gallery.
You just made the list.
Evidence. You covered curvature. There is none. Motion not happening. How do you describe and how do you get into when people bring up the argument of the 24-hour sun or how the sun?
Hakeem.
You just made the list again.
And the moon are moving above us. What do you like to explain to Globers?
Okay, well, when they think
you're probably on the list. Most people on there. Put myself on there.
I have the 24-hour sun on my life. Usually, what I say is I just go, okay, how's the
I know. 8 years old living with his mom.
work on a globe? And then they start saying, oh, well, the Earth it's rotating, right? And it's orbiting and it's got curvature and we're a ball.
Fuck off, light. Right, I've had all I can stands and I can't stands no more. That's about 2.5 hours, and I've been here. Fuck that. Right, 2 hours 30. Fucking hell. Cheers, everybody. Thank you for all them super chats. Thank you for everybody commenting. Even Hakeem, even Dave Boy there, whatever. Dave T Boy, whatever, 4444. If you are welcome to jump up on my next stream to present your evidence. I will give you a link if you want. Cheers, everybody. Thank you for the entertainment. Yeah, okay, Davey. My lighting, yeah, I know. It is a bit, but I used to have like that thing there. I used to have a bit of like red and blue there, but the red's fucked off. So I've got to sort that out. So I don't want to be like Mark V-Plate Sergeant. No problem. Everybody's seen this? Dave 2B 4444 has said that he will jump up on my next stream and present his evidence. So everybody's seen him say that. Hold him to it. And my next stream will probably be Friday at 7 p.m. UK time. Right. Cool. Cheers, everyone. See you next. Oh, what shall I play us out with? Don't know. What's a funny... This one I do. I think it's short. See you all later.
All the believers have disappeared. They're hiding in their caves. You won't believe what's happened today. 'Cause he can't sell his app, and flat, so it has to cry wank. Oh, it's sad, but it's true. Mark Sargent's still living with his mom, even though he's 73 years old. And Vicker sees himself as Neo from the Matrix, but everyone else just sees him as a cunt. And